Good evening, it's us. Hey, it's you and it's me, and we're at Maple Leaf Square, SportChek, hanging out at SportChek Maple Leaf Square with SDPN. It's Adam, it's Jesse, it's Maddie, and we're getting ready because in an hour, Steve Dangle, our good friend, is going live for the Steve Dangle watch-along as he does, but this time for Game 1 at Scotiabank Arena. Now, we are live today because, first off, it's a little late, but also a little bit early. We're going and doing a longer kind of pre-show today because of the draft lottery, and there are a lot of teams pretty darn excited about tonight. Who will add a new superstar to their lineup? And let's go through last year's draft because, I did this last year. I did this whole stream by myself from SDPN HQ. And I remember going, well, who could move up? This could be great. Nobody moved up. Nobody. So the exact odds, like how it played out, how it finished in the standings, that's how it played out in the lottery. Not a single team moved. It was unbelievable. We had the San Jose Sharks taking Macklin Celebrini. You had Chicago taking Levshunov, Beckett Seneke with the Anaheim Ducks, and in Columbus, Montreal, Utah, Ottawa, Seattle, Calgary, and New Jersey rounded out the top 10. This year, going to look a little bit differently. We're going to run through the odds here from worst to best. The Calgary Flames and Vancouver Canucks are at the bottom. They have a 0.5% chance of moving up. Obviously, the Utah Hockey Club still in there, just missed the playoffs by a little bit, 1.5%. Columbus Blue Jackets are at 2% after a very inspiring but a season where they just fell a little short. They'll still get a good draft pick out of this one. Detroit Red Wings, who absolutely definitely expected not to be in this lottery this year, are still in it at 2.5%. Another team that expected not to be here, the former President's Trophy winning New York Rangers at 3%. The Islanders at 3.5%. The Pittsburgh Penguins at 5%. Notable this year that the Pittsburgh Penguins actually have their first-round pick. Last year, they didn't. If they'd been able to move into the top 10 last year, Kyle Dubas was going to be able to hang on to his first-round pick as it was top 10 protected. But I remember they had him on the Zoom, and as soon as they found out that the pick was like 14th overall or something like that, he just straight up logged off. That was it. Not the best for a live broadcast, really, but I can understand his frustration, Jesse.
Oh, yeah, I get it, but, professionalism, Kyle.
Yeah, come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. Also, the Anaheim Ducks at 6%. They looked a lot better this year. They probably have one of the best goaltending duos in the league, especially for a team that didn't make the playoffs. It's kind of unbelievable. The Sabres at 6.5%. Probably higher than they wanted and also lower than they wanted when you consider it. Kraken at 7.5%. Bruins at 8.5%. That's another real surprise. And then your top four, Philadelphia Flyers at 9.5%. Nashville Predators, who are hanging on their head coach, Andrew Brunette, they're going to get a 11.5% chance to move up into that first place spot. Blackhawks at 13.5% and the Sharks at 18.5%. So it's interesting to note, too, if the Sharks or the Blackhawks get the first overall pick this year, they can't get it again. So, there's that rule where it's like you get it 2 or 3 times within 5 years and that's it. This will be it for one of those two teams if they're selecting first overall. So we'll see what happens on the watch along. Now, Maddie, I do have to say, my screen has gone out. I can't actually see the feed anymore, so I'm going to have to ask you to bring that back up again. Maddie's on tech tonight. But I do want to say that I feel like we're in position here for something that is a little bit more exciting than last. Because frankly, let's be straight. Last year was a bit of a buzzkill, a bit slow, and it was sort of funny, talking to all the SDPN peeps online, Jesse, when we were chatting, just how funny everybody else thought it was. Like, this is so NHL. But that was so NHL last season. This season, the NHL's on a hot streak. They had the Four Nations. We had the Ovechkin chase. We had 2 of the best Game 7s we've ever seen just this past weekend. Great first rounds. I got to say, I feel like this is another opportunity where we could have a really fun surprise.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, me too.
For the sake of the entertainment here, I hope you're right. But the thing about this is that it's real and it's up to the lottery balls.
Yeah.
They can't. I know the conspiracy theories about Chicago and Edmonton and, in basketball, the Knicks getting a frozen envelope and all that stuff. But this is vetted by, lawyers and the law. And it's
and it
legit.
Is an outside company that does it, by the way.
It's legit.
Yeah.
The balls fall where they fall, and the NHL can't manufacture excitement here.
The NHL draft will be live at LA's Peacock Theater and held over 2 days. It always it always is. Friday, June 27th, 4 p.m. Pacific, so that's 7 p.m. Eastern. SDPN will obviously do a live watch along with that with Jesse, Steve, and I. And then, of course, Saturday morning, which we will not do, is rounds 2 to 7. And, man, they fire through draft picks like it's going out of style at that point. The first round's always 4 hours. The second round through the 7th round is usually about 4 or 5 hours. It's kind of unreal how quickly they move through things. Now, a couple of the people that we want to talk about, defenseman Matthew Schaefer, who played so well for Team Canada, one of the lone real bright spots of that World Junior team until he got injured. Anton Frendel, another guy that I think people are very, very excited about. Names that you probably want to familiarize yourself with now. This time of year, everybody's focused on the playoffs. But towards the conference final, Stanley Cup, everybody becomes a draft expert. And they're
Adam, I don't know about you, but as a person who, like, now we've kind of made our living doing this hockey thing, I try and make it clear to the people out there listening and watching right now that I tune in for the draft stuff. 3 weeks before. I don't pretend. Of course. I don't pretend that in September I know who's going to go 25th. I start my research in like June. I think that's fair. But come September, I don't know what's going on for the draft.
And I think that's fair. I think that's how a normal human being attacks it. If you're Scott Wheeler of The Athletic, you're doing this all year long.
I read those guys. When a good Scott Wheeler article comes up, I read it. When Sam Cosentino has something to say, I'll listen. And that's how I get my stuff.
Now the lottery balls are being dropped into this weird bong-like thing that they always have. I don't know what they even call that, but it does look like a bong.
They're smoking on a lottery pack. Can I say that? We're live. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we are live. We are live, Jesse. Now, here are some names you want to get familiar with for the draft. These are your top 10 according to NHL Central Scouting. Carter Bear, which is just a sick name. Kashon Atchison, Roger McQueen, Porter Martone, Jake O'Brien, James Haggins, Michael Misa, and Matthew Schaefer. These guys are going to be the next superstar, specifically the top 3, Schaefer, Misa, Haggins. Those guys are guys that you're really going to want to look out for. The kind of guys that a San Jose or a Chicago or an Anaheim or a Buffalo, I mean, how many times do they need to draft high in the draft before they get it? Who are you hoping moves up as we get closer and closer to the lottery balls dropping here, Jesse?
In terms of
is there a team that you're like, you know what, this would be nice for them?
I'm looking at the draft board here, and it'd be cool if Anaheim was rewarded for all of those years of tanking.
Yep.
Because if I remember correctly, they were 1 lottery ball away from getting Crosby.
Yes.
And then also 1 lottery ball away from getting Connor Bedard.
Right.
I feel like the Anaheim Ducks have been not rewarded by the hockey gods, and it'd be cool if this time this is their time.
And they have built a pretty good team, right?
Yeah.
And being able to steal a guy like Cutter Gauthier away, again,
You're obsessed
I
with
will
that.
harp on that trade. That guy was awesome this year. He's going to be like 3rd or 4th in Calder voting. Come on. Now we're getting the balls dropping. We got 0 seconds till the first ball here, and they're going to pop it up.
I don't know what any of this means.
I don't know what it means either, but number 7 is the ball that comes up, and that goes back in. So the first draw is 7. What does that mean? I don't know. Calgary is officially out, though. They will draft 16th.
Oh, that happened?
I guess so,
okay.
man.
All
Listen,
right.
It's a very complex process. Why make it simple when you can make it really, really hard? Now, it does mean that some odds do move up for other teams. We're going to get another ball to drop in about 30 seconds here. One team that I'm sort of looking at here that could do a real quick turnaround, who bottomed out properly, are the Boston Bruins. That would be a nightmare. And I say that because Boston fans have been treated to championship after championship after championship, and they've owned Toronto a lot. A lot, Jesse.
Yeah.
Next ball is about to drop here, so we're just going to see what number that is.
They're doing this thing weird because they're doing who's winning the lottery ball first, so it's not necessarily like the
number
order.
11. Number 11. Yeah, I
Right?
believe that's how it's going. Yeah, number 11 is up. Okay. All right. That means Detroit, Columbus, Utah, and Vancouver will remain in their positions. And that's not totally surprising. I mean, they had like 0.5% chance of moving up, but it does mean some of the live odds move up. You look at San Jose, they're up at around 25% now chance to be the first overall pick, which I'm sure Sharks fans who we are well acquainted with are very excited. The Sharks are actually doing a live watch party tonight at the arena, Jess. They're getting people really into it.
I wish we were there.
Oh, me too. They didn't. And look, there's all the very happy general managers. Boy, they're just a miserable group right now. Look at them. They're just mad. And I don't blame them. They're mad to be there, except for Mike Greer, who I think is actually pretty okay with it. It's going to be fascinating to see who comes next. We got another ball to drop, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the Bruins and what they could do with this. It's number 12 that pops up. Back into the bong it goes. So Boston getting a pick. Okay, so here we go. We've got Anaheim eliminated, Boston eliminated, thank God. Nashville eliminated. That's very interesting. Nashville this is fascinating. New York Rangers as well. So now the odds have changed. San Jose is now down to 9.1% with the balls in. They've got if the 8 comes out, and then there's a 9 and a 14 for Chicago, a 4 and a 6 for Philadelphia, Seattle 3, Buffalo number 2, Pittsburgh's got a 1 and a 10, New York Islanders with a 5 and a 13.
So we don't know the current order, right?
Not quite.
That's not how this works.
No. It's, again, why? Listen.
Because somebody has to win one of the lottery ball things.
Yes. All they have to do, Jesse, is put the team name on it and drop it in and go, okay, here's the pick.
You know what, Adam? I'm going to be honest. The old way was better. The old way was last year's way, because last year they did this part behind the scenes.
Yes.
And then just revealed the names in backwards order.
Now,
and then this time they're doing it in front, so we don't know the order yet.
I think the reason
for that, awful.
The reason for that, I think, is the fact that last year I think there were people who were, every year somebody's upset, right? Somebody loses every year. And so they want to show the process on camera so that everybody sees it. It's all out in the open, and nobody is surprised. And so, I know.
Lame.
I know. Lame. Yeah, so it's kind of wild the way it's going, but this is just the way it is. And obviously we're in commercial because they want you to sit and think about it and be tantalized by it. I can remember, Jesse, when the Leafs got the first overall pick for Austin Matthews, and it was on my birthday. Way back in 2016, Steve was actually, it was 2016. Steve was actually there and got to take a picture with the card that Brendan Shanahan held up. And I can, do you remember that?
Yeah. He has that picture. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat. And the year before, I can remember when they did this on Sportsnet. Now they do it on ESPN. They used to do this in Canada on Sportsnet. Mm-hmm. It shows you the growth of hockey in the last 10 years and the fact that the NHL has such better TV deals.
It wasn't even on Sportsnet. It was on the NHL network.
Oh,
and
wow.
And the Sportsnet feed would just rebroadcast the NHL network feed.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Well, I can remember
the
look of Connor McDavid's face when the Edmonton Oilers won it. It was now. Is that just Connor McDavid face? I mean, it seems to have worked out pretty well for him in Edmonton.
Yeah, no, I think everything's fine.
He's just a stoic-looking guy. I think.
That's just Connor.
But I remember jumping up and down and going, "Oh my God, the Leafs are going to get Matthews." And there was a debate at the time. People forget this because Patrick Laine was unbelievable at the World Juniors, and I believe he also played at the World Championships that year, which go on concurrent with the playoffs. And he was spectacular at those too. And people started to say, "I don't know, this Laine guy might be generational. He might be a scorer that you can't find ever again, like the next Ovi type guy." And good thing the Leafs picked what they did. Could have been, not that there's anything wrong with Laine, but I feel like Austin Matthews is clear cut the best. One guy I always feel bad about this time of year is Jack Eichel. Any draft, that guy is the number 1 overall pick and an absolute stud. But because McDavid went ahead of him, he seemed like a kind of a, I guess Buffalo will be okay with that guy. He's gone on to prove just how great he is. Jess.
And Adam, we are back.
Oh, we are back.
Commercial break. Maddie's going to fix your TV right there.
Okay, great. All right. I'll have a look at my screen here. I got it here.
Mike Kyle Dubas is sitting there looking real happy.
I like the Seattle one, which is a clear, the Seattle GM there with the clearly digitally enhanced background. He's not actually sitting.
The green screen.
Yes. Mike Greer, Kyle Davidson, Danny Briere, Kyle Dubas. They're all looking on the New York Islanders without Lou Lamoriello, which is kind of wild, too, to think, right? Like, that era is over. We got a little bit of a smile from a GM there. Kyle Dubas is talking. So they're just kind of chatting away, extending this thing as much as possible.
Only 7 teams left. This is getting down to the wire.
And just to recap it for you, everybody's basically – I mean, last year, everybody stayed the same. Nobody moved. This year, I think we're looking at potentially a first overall pick that is much different than what you expected. The San Jose Sharks, their odds went from like 25% to about 9%. So the Sharks lottery, the Sharks watch along party will not like this. Let's see what happens here. They're going to pull the next ball.
Next ball.
Let's go.
Which ball are you rooting for?
I have honestly. Have you
picked a team?
Give me chaos. Please don't give me last year where everything was the same. I want chaos.
Which team are you rooting for?
You know what? Oh man, the Sharks. I'm obviously rooting for the Sharks. I have a soft spot. We had a great time there. If it can't be the Sharks, I'd like it to be the Ducks. I have a bit of a crush on what the Ducks are doing. I'm not going to lie. I think they're really, really good, and they're going to be very good. Number 13 comes out.
Oh my goodness! The New York Islanders!
Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean?
The New York Islanders!
What about them, though? What about them?
Adam!
I don't know what it means.
It's going to hit your screen. Why are you so delayed?
It's so delayed here.
Oh, my God.
Are the New York Islanders the first overall pick?
The New York Islanders.
Wow.
They got the first overall pick.
A monster jump.
No way.
From 10 to 1. They've got to be so excited.
You were asking for chaos. You got chaos.
Damn. Wow.
Wow.
I do like the other format better. I'm not going to lie.
Where they just reveal it?
Yeah,
Are you on my side now?
Yeah, I'm totally on your side. It's so much better.
Holy crap, the New York Islanders just got it.
Wow. That is so big for their franchise. Like, that is enormous because they've got a new general manager. I bet Lou Lamoriello is like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? Now.
Yeah, you leave and then you get the pick.
But I feel like that is going to be a franchise-altering thing for the Islanders. Obviously, it's a first overall pick. But beyond that, the Islanders really need some good news, some forward thinking, some new ideas. And I feel like with a Porter Martone or a Michael Misa or a Hunter Schaefer, not Hunter Schaefer. That's a different Schaefer. Matthew Schaefer. Hunter Schaefer's from Euphoria.
Hunter Schaefer from Euphoria.
That's right. Hunter Schaefer's in this draft. Unbelievable pick. Unbelievable.
That's an all-time slip-up.
Yeah, well, it won't be the last time. It will not be the last time. All right, so we're waiting for the next ball to drop here, and I'm sort of watching along on my screen. Ken Morrow, who is the director of Islanders Pro Scouting, is talking right now. Kind of crazy that they don't have a GM to accept this. I remember actually when the Oilers got it, Craig McTavish was the GM of the Oilers, but then when they won the Connor McDavid pick, it was Craig McTavish that was the GM, and they replaced McTavish before the draft, so it was actually Pete Chiarelli that drafted Connor McDavid, which is kind of nuts. Wow. Yeah, kind of sucks, eh? Like, it's like, yeah, we got McDavid, and you're out. Goodbye. Ken Morrow, who I don't imagine does a whole ton of interviews, but looks like a very happy man today. The second draw is going to be fascinating as well. I do think, Jesse, that in the future, we don't need to see the lottery balls. I think we can just do the reveal.
Like, I understand what they were going for with this, where the whole process is now out in the open. You can see the balls and everything.
Yep.
But, like, I don't care about this. I want the dramatic reveal from 16 to 1.
Yes.
Instead of we start at 1 and then we got to figure out the balls. Like, just do it the old way. It was much better.
100%.
Like, they screw this up.
Well, and make it the one thing that they don't do enough of, I think, on this is tell the story of the teams that are involved in the draft, right? Give me what's at stake for each team. And I know there's 14 or 15 teams, but give me this big, here's why it's important to these guys, and whoever wins it, it's like, this is big, and here's what they could potentially add, and blah, blah, blah. It's I don't know. I'm hoping. We're still waiting for this other ball to drop.
Yeah,
here.
like, we don't even know who's two because they have to do all of the lottery balls.
Yes.
Yet. This is crazy.
Yeah,
they overthought this because people complained about the process and all that stuff, and then now we get this convoluted mess. The NHL, classic overthinking NHL, they screwed this thing up.
So there are people on our chat, Jesse, who are like, you're way too negative, Jess. You're always Mr. Negative.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you, apparently.
About me?
And they were like, hey, man, you freaked out when the Islanders got it. But it's the period after the Islanders getting it that you're like, hey.
I'm actually like pumped for the Islanders, but now we're just sitting here watching the lottery ball.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Like, reveal to me 16-1.
Come on, man. Let's go. Let's get to this. Now, the second draw, our last number is coming up. We'll see what happens.
Oh, this is great. Great television.
No, that's
fantastic. No, you nailed it, NHL. No.
God.
Way to go, GB. That's what you want me to say?
Francois LaBelle says we have the Flames first, so go Habs, go. We'll see what happens with that one. We are going to have Calgary could be in this one as well as Utah. So we'll see what happens. San Jose for the second pick is at 36.4%. So we're hoping that their number comes up. Also, Nashville's got a better shot at the second and third overall pick than Chicago does at this point. But again, it all comes down to the lottery ball. So we'll see what happens here. We're waiting 20 seconds until the next ball drops. You know what? Maybe it's just our perspective because we got to tap dance our way through this. Like we got game one going on behind us here. We're really excited for it, and we're just kind of waiting. 5 seconds to go here before the next ball drops, and this will reveal which ball is going to get up. And it looks like number 3. And my memory is terrible, so I don't know who that means.
Utah had 3. Utah's looking for a 3, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Look how stoic they all are. Like, can anybody get it? Come on, guys. Throw a party. Get excited. Here we go. And they're writing it down, and they're checking, and they're checking, and they're checking. And Bill Daly is about to make the announcement.
Utah, right? Oh, Utah hops up to 4.
Good
yeah,
for
that
Utah.
was the 3 we were looking for. Wow.
Congratulations to Utah.
They hop up to what position was that? 4.
I'm waiting for it on my screen.
The Sharks land at 2.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, you don't have that up yet.
I tried the.
No, I have it on my screen too. So the Sharks at 2, Utah at 4. That's a big jump.
Yeah,
for Utah. Great, 14 to 4. That's awesome. I think that's about as much as you can move up. And
so they won a lottery. And they weren't in a position to get the first overall pick, so they have to move up to 4.
And you could see right now on the screen, or at least you could see, the San Jose Sharks watch party at SAP Center. Jesse, we actually were in that suite. And there's SJ Sharkey freaking out. Number 2 pick, that's pretty sick for them. I mean, you're basically joining a group that includes Celebrini, Will Smith, Will Eklund. Like, this is and Askarov, obviously, as well. This is a crazy group of young players. Sharks are going to be a problem. I would imagine that they're probably not this close to the top of the draft next season.
No, the Sharks? No. I think, the Sharks are going to be super competitive come next year, especially with, another guy who's going to be a future superstar that they're bringing into the fold that they draft second overall. The Sharks can make some noise in the West next year.
Yeah, and now Utah at 4 is huge, not just for the city because it's brand new and it's embraced hockey in such a special way, but also for the team. And they've had a lot of great draft picks. You look at the development of guys like Dylan Genther, who have been absolutely spectacular additions to the team through the draft. They also were able to get Sergachev and Dursey. Both of those guys were injured last year for significant portions of the season, but when they're playing, they're a huge factor. I feel like Utah's got to be a lock here for a playoff spot soon, right?
Utah, I'm a little less high on Utah than I am on the Sharks. The Sharks, I'm they've got all the pieces and everything. And the Utah, I think they might still be a year away for a playoff spot, just because the West is so competitive. I like their future down the line, but I think getting everything together might take another season of, hey, we're in the mix here, kinda, but we're gonna fall to 10th, next year.
Now we obviously have the 3rd pick available. What team between the Blackhawks and Predators deserves this pick the most? And it's just completely up to you based on who you like.
Are people going to be upset if I say the Blackhawks?
I'm sure somebody's going to be upset no matter what you say.
Are.
So,
but the Predators, they were trying to be good this season. And the only reason they're not good is because the mix they got just wasn't a great mix, and it was a catastrophic just screw up in free agency for Barry Trotz, and the trades he made weren't great. So in terms of deserving, one of those teams is deliberately trying to tank, so they probably deserve the higher draft pick more than the team that was actually trying to be good.
Yes.
But that's just how I'm just rationalizing these lottery balls falling.
Right. Now, if there was a team from the lower end, so the guys with 2 and 3%, You know, your Calgarys, your Vancouvers. Obviously, Utah jumped up. Who would you want to jump up and surprise? Who do you think benefits the most from something like this?
I'm just having a look at some of the teams. It would be cool to see Philly get like that third pick.
Yeah.
I feel like Philly deserves the high draft pick there. I'd love to see Calgary kind of rewarded for being competitive when nobody thought they would be competitive and just missing out of a playoff spot. You get rewarded by you didn't stink that much. You were actually good, but you also get your high draft pick. So Calgary or Philly would be fun.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. This is going to be a fascinating one once they bring it back. The NHL draft lottery running a little long, Jesse. It's running a little long.
Yeah, we're running past 7:30 here, and they're like halfway through the balls.
Yeah, this is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, but the other way was better. The other way's worse. You know, this way's better. It's not only does it take longer, it's convoluted and complicated.
I mean, listen, it wouldn't be anything if it wasn't the NHL. Some people really like to see the lottery balls. I think do the lottery balls beforehand and tell me the story, man. Tell me the story. It's a broadcast. The draft this year is going to be decentralized. We're going to really see that for the first time. I know there's a lot of people who are not fans of it. I think probably because hockey is traditional and, you know, wanting something new would be weird. But what do you think about this decentralized draft in an effort, Jesse?
Adam, they're coming back.
They're coming back. All right.
And they just walked up to the board and revealed the full thing.
Oh,
it wasn't dramatic at all.
All right. So we got the Islanders, Sharks, Chicago, Utah, Nashville, Philly, Boston, Buffalo. Seattle, Buffalo, Anaheim, Pittsburgh at 11, Rangers at 12, Detroit 13, Columbus 14, Vancouver 15, and 16 Montreal. You know why they did that? Because it was taking too long.
Oh, I forgot. The Calgary pick isn't Calgary's. It's Montreal's.
That's right. That's right. I think I believe that was the Sean Monahan trade. I think.
Oh, okay.
It might be. It might be. So anyway, long story short, congratulations to the Islanders and your fans. You guys are going to love this. And we are going to start our pregame show in just a couple of seconds here. Jesse, shall we kick it off?
I want to get up the board here. We got to get up the full draft lottery board before we go.
All right.
I don't know if we're going to
You're putting it together. Can we do it?
I don't know if we're going to make it.
Can we do it?
I don't know if we're going to make it.
I honestly think the NHL just said screw it.
Oh, my goodness. What number's Boston
at? They just took it off the board. Boston is.
Where's Boston?
They're at 7. Seattle 8.
Seattle's 8.
Buffalo 9. Anaheim 10.
Oh, my goodness.
This is crazy. Pittsburgh 11. New York 12.
Boston
Rangers
7. Oh,
Detroit 13.
This is a disaster.
It's terrible.
Of epic proportions.
Thank you, NHL.
All right. Let's just run to the actual pregame part.
All right.
I guess we can.
Okay, so let's do that live. Here we go. Let's get into it. SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. It's SDPN, and now that we got the draft lottery out of the way, we can talk about this. This went viral actually today on Twitter because Adam Lascaris, who is a reporter and a friend of SDPN's from Daily Hive, posted about this. Yes, you can get a Brad Marchand jersey, but you can also get a Leafs jersey. You can also get it crested. Look, beautiful. Go with that. Go with that instead. So listen, with that in mind, let's actually talk about the series a little bit. Jesse, there's a few things that we should kind of keep in mind before I get to the kind of the three major storylines going into this series. And the first one is Mitch Marner's a dad.
Yeah.
You talked to him today, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. His son, Miles, is his name. He's very jacked about that. He did the most hockey player thing ever and said his wife was a beast for giving birth to their son.
I'm sure that's how she wants to be described.
Yeah, which was so funny and so hockey player of him. So it was a fun time.
Well, and so obviously, that's a crazy experience, right? And to have that happen in the middle of the playoffs. I was reading Chris Johnson's article in The Athletic today. Brandon Carlo had that happen to him right after Game 1 last year, and that was his second kid, so perhaps he was a little bit more, prepared for it. But it's kind of nuts how that was timed. You'd think, put a little forethought into it.
Well, you can't time those things. Like, family always comes first. And
Of course.
Mitch Marner spoke about how there was a contingency plan on if he had to leave the Ottawa series and go be at the birth of his child. And they were prepared to fly him from Ottawa to Toronto. He's like, he's lucky that it's a close series. But he was prepared to leave and go experience that and come back and have the rest of the series.
Now, one of the things that's going to be a factor tonight that is not a part of the three stories, but it's worth mentioning behind me, obviously we've got Maple Leaf Square going crazy. People are getting amped up. People are getting excited. The draft lottery's over. They're, getting partied out before the game. They better party quickly because at 9 o'clock it's going to start to rain and it's going to pour through the night. So, we're expecting rain and thunder showers. So the people who are at Maple Leaf Square tonight, they're the hardcore, and I hope they brought ponchos because we're expecting something like 3 or 4 millimeters of rain, which doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot when you're standing out in it. But rain has kind of served the Leafs well throughout the playoffs. It's rained most days that we've been down here. So going into tonight, I guess the first thing that I want to talk about is, so we're here. Now what, Jess? I don't know how to feel about this series. I knew in 2023 that the Panthers had made this incredible comeback against a record-setting Boston Bruins team, lost in Game 7 and a Jim Montgomery coach team. I feel like I've seen that before. And I'm wondering, for you talked to the players this morning, you talked to Matthew Tkachuk this morning. He said that he got a little intel from Brady. What's the vibe of both teams today?
The Panthers, I'll start with them because they're not the local team, so they're kind of more interesting. You get to learn about the other guys and how they operate. And one thing that's always true about the Panthers is they have fun during their morning skates and during their practices. They keep it super loose, and that's kind of Paul Maurice's ethos when he's running practice. Of course, he's going to get angry at some moments and yell at the dudes, but there's a lot of talking from the guys, a lot of chirping each other. You hear them on the ice, and the Leafs aren't that way during morning skates. You don't hear a lot coming from the ice. So the Panthers, very loose, and they kept it loose all morning.
Now, Max Domi, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner were the first three out on the ice for the Leafs. What was the sense around the Toronto dressing room? Was it more of the same?
The Toronto dressing room was a little different. Not a lot of guys spoke. We only got to talk to OEL and Marner. And then, as you said, some of the guys were on early. And then you had all the scratches out there. You had Steves and Reeves and Hockenpog and skating around. But it wasn't too much of a crowded atmosphere there. Not a lot of guys hanging around talking to us media. But they did just practice yesterday where it was a full team practice. And they kind of got everything out then.
Okay. And I guess that the next thing that we should probably talk about is the goaltender matchup. It's Florida goalie versus former Florida goalie. And we'll start with our goalie, who is Anthony Stolarz. 901 save percentage, 221 goals against average. He is, he's been their security blanket all season, but he's going up against a pretty spectacular Stanley Cup goaltender, a guy who's been to the finals 2 times in Sergei Bobrovsky, who also had a 901 save percentage and a 221 goals against average in the first round. Nearly identical numbers here. But we know that one goalie is proven and one goalie is not fully. He's, Stolarz looked good. How do you feel about the goaltending matchup? If you're a Leafs fan, if you're a Panthers fan, who's feeling more confident tonight?
Well, you have to side with the guy who has the Stanley Cup, right? I feel like if you're going to compare the two, you have to give the nod to the guy who is not his backup, last season. But that doesn't mean Stolarz hasn't played well throughout these playoffs, and he didn't play well all regular season long. It's a lot closer than people think, but the nod's got to go to Bobrovsky. That's the guy who mentored the guy he's facing tonight, and the guy with the Stanley Cup from last season.
Now, Matthew Tkachuk spoke to Brady and said that, hey, I got a little intel from him on how to play the Leafs. The Leafs have a forward Florida Panthers. Who do you think has better intel on the other?
Paul Maurice is such a great quote because he said, nothing that the guys will tell you isn't anything you can't learn through film. You know, if you watch hockey the way they do and the things they get behind the scenes where they're breaking down every single play in the video room from the video coaches, he said nothing that those three guys can tell them about the Panthers isn't anything they already don't know.
Right. Okay. All right. So it's not like there's like some big insider knowledge. Like, here's how the Panthers do it. Now the Panthers,
all that stuff I think is very overhyped.
The Panthers are known for their rough stuff, and we saw it in the series against Toronto. We've seen it in every Panthers series, but specifically, Matthew Nyes, who had just come out of college, was absolutely body slammed by Sam Bennett behind the net after being a real factor in the series to start it. For the Leafs, this is a different team. It's a different makeup. It's a different ethos. I mean, last time they had, in the 2023 run, there was like guys like Luke Shen, and not guys that were bad in any stretch, but it wasn't in any way their makeup. This year, they have towering defense. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Brandon Carlo, Chris Tanev, right? Mm-hmm. Jake McCabe isn't a brand new Leaf the last time he was. This team has gotten a lot bigger and a lot meaner. Do you try to out-mean the Panthers, or do you just try to, stand your ground, stay in it, and try to score more?
Yeah, you're not going to out-mean the Panthers. Like that's a goal you can't accomplish. The Leafs have to play the way they've been playing all season long, which is smart defense. Like that's how they've been winning games. They play low event hockey. It's smart defense. They try and not make the mistake, and they wait for their opponent to give them that offensive opportunity, or they push for that offense through their great defense. So I feel like there's an opportunity here for the Leafs to get ahead here in the series 1-0. I don't think it's all doom and gloom that the Panthers are going to punch their way to victory in game number 1, but the Leafs leading scorers need to show that they have that and that they can outscore the guys on the Panthers.
Now, the leading scorer for the Panthers this year was Sam Reinhart. He had 39 goals, 42 assists, 81 points. The Leafs have two guys that had more than that. 102 points from Mitch Marner, 84 from William Nylander. And worth noting that Matthews, who played 67 games, also had 78 points. At Tavares, renaissance season, 74 points in 75 games. That's something I feel like the Leafs are going to have to lean on, Jesse. The Panthers, though, traditionally have been very, very good at shutting that down. What are the Toronto Maple Leafs going to have to do? Because this, you look at the Panthers defense on paper and it's good, but when you see it play, it's great.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, and you talk about shutting down those top scorers. I think everybody in the playoffs has had a great job shutting down the top scorers of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs, especially through games 5 through 7. And it's about those guys showing up. Like, we can pray and hope for Max Pacioretty performances or Simone Benoit performances or Max Domi performances. But, like, at the end of the day, we know Marner and Matthews and Willie and JT have to show up and outperform Reinhart and Bennett and Tkachuk, because the Leafs do have the higher end skill forwards in this series, and it's about, will the guys on the Panthers be able to push them around and bully them, or are the top players on the Leafs going to deliver over the Panthers players?
Sometimes, the Leafs can be accused of, and they do this from time to time, but then they snap out of it, dumping and instead of chasing, dumping and changing. A lot of dumping the pucks and changing sometimes, and sometimes that's effective, right? It can bleed time if you're in the lead. How important is breaking through guys like Forsling and Mikkola, just to get to that front of the net area? And who are the guys the Leafs are going to rely on to get in Bobrovsky's face and try to get something by him?
I don't know about you, but I think they seriously unlocked something with Pacioretty and moving up to that second line, and it didn't.
I hope so, Jesse. I hope so.
Like, it didn't last throughout the game. I know at the end when they scored the game winner, he was moved down back on the third line. But if he's gonna play up there for at least portions of the game, he's gonna be the guy who's moving traffic in front. He's gonna be the guy going into the corner, doing the actual chasing of the dump and chase part, and making room for a guy like Willie or JT. So, and I think he's going to have a huge effect on the game. And then Matthew Nyes is such an X factor, because, like, he's a huge dude and he loves banging bodies and he loves being physical. So I'm excited to see Matthew Nyes in this series, because I feel like we're not even like at the cusp of what he can be as an NHLer and a playoff performer. And like, this series might unlock something in him.
This could be a hero-making series, right?
Yeah. One
of those situations where you need a guy like him to rise up. I'm sure he's aware of that.
Yeah, and I feel like Matthew Nyes isn't somebody who's afraid of the moment. Like, he's played in so many big games already in his little career that, like, I don't think he's scared going in today. It's just another hockey game, and he's going to show up and be the Matthew Nyes that we all want him to be.
If you look at it, it's kind of an impressive career resume so far for him because his first year with Toronto was not technically his rookie year because he played less than 10 games. So last year was his rookie year. This year was his sophomore year. And in that time, in those 2.5 seasons essentially, he's played in 5 playoff series. This will be his 5th. That is that's more than Matthews, Marner, or Nylander played in their first. Well, I mean, it took them 5 years to get there. I look at the playoff experience and the maturity of Matthew Nyes and the size that he brings. Coupled with a guy like Max Pacioretty, who, by the way, should have scored a couple of times, hit a couple posts. Beyond those guys, I look at a person like Bobby McMann, and he was Craig Berube pulled him and Max Domi aside yesterday or the day before, I forget which one it was, just to have a chat with them about what kind of style of play that he wants. What do you think he told Bobby McMann specifically?
I don't know what you tell Bobby McMann at this point in the season, because Bobby McMann knows what kind of player he is, and he steps into this lineup. He looks at everybody who's around him, and he knows what role he has to fill on this player. He's not asked to do the heavy lifting. He knows he needs to provide secondary scoring. He knows he needs to be a little more physical than the other guys to stick in this lineup. And Bobby McMann, to his credit, has been adequate this season. I feel like
20 goal scorer.
Bobby McMann has delivered on everything you could have asked out of Bobby McMann, and probably a little bit more with the 20 goals you talked about. So Bobby McMann at this point of the season knows what he has to be on the ice.
Now, the Leafs have a fourth line, again, we call it the fourth line. Steve will always call it nice. Not so much. Now, I do want to remind you, and the SDPN Twitter account just put this up, that your second chance bracket is available right now, and you can get that link in the description. What's great about this is, hey, the first round, how'd that go for you? Not good? Well, now you know a whole lot more. So why not try again and join our secondary bracket? Don't worry, the first bracket still counts, but so does this one, and it gets you a chance to either jump back in or jump in if you missed the first one, and you go all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals with all that knowledge you gained from the first round. Jesse,
yes.
If there was a team that you regretted picking in the first round, if there's a series prediction you regret the most, what's yours?
It's the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
Like, it's easily number one, no doubt, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like, I regret looking at that series and not being like, you know what? One of them's the Stanley Cup champion. I shouldn't think that this is going to be handled so easy, but the Lightning, man, they were such a mirage. Like what they did in the regular season where they put up great counting stats where they're top 5 in goals for and goals against and the power play and the penalty kill. None of that really meant anything when they came up against a team that was still riding what they accomplished last year in the playoffs. You know, the Florida Panthers are still the champs, and they didn't care about the end of the regular season, so their numbers dipped. And I shouldn't have believed that last, 4 weeks of the regular season was the real Panthers, and that Tampa wasn't going to be shut down again, just like they were last year by the Florida Panthers. So
and handily, too. Like, it wasn't even close. I think what's interesting, once Brandon Hagel's out, that series, I think, is done for the Lightning anyway, but because he's just such a warrior. But, you know, I when we made the predictions with the brackets, and I agree with you, I would totally take that one. I also would love to take back my LA Kings pick over the Edmonton Oilers.
4 years in a row.
Would love, just unbelievable. I did not know how healthy the Panthers were. I didn't know. No, and I don't think a lot of us did. And, you know, the last few weeks of the season, when you're the Panthers, it doesn't matter. The Leafs winning the division, I think, puts them through to the second round. It got them the favorable matchup. They were able to get through. That was big. I don't think the Panthers have to worry about that. I don't think they're thinking that way. They've got all the confidence, and they're healthy, which is kind of scary. But, Jesse, I do want to mention this, too. The Leafs are not favored in this series. According to SportLogic, right now the Panthers are favored by 55%. I don't know if you've got the BetMGM odds up, too. But not a lot of people taking the Florida Panthers over the Leafs. You can see why lack of playoff success versus Stanley Cup winner. So do you think the 55 to 45% is accurate and fair, or do you think that perhaps it's a little closer?
It's interesting because both teams kind of come in as the underdogs.
Yeah.
Because one's the Stanley Cup champion, but they had a little mediocre-ish in comparison to the Leafs regular season. You know, they don't have home ice advantage. And then the Leafs are the Leafs, where they're going up against the Stanley Cup champions, and they don't see themselves as the favorites at all. So both teams are kind of playing that underdog role, but I think it's a little closer than 55%. I think the series is going to be 7 games. Like, I think it goes down to the wire, and people are kind of discrediting the Leafs right away just based on Game 5 versus Ottawa, which is weird, or just the reputation of the Leafs. But, like, they're such a good team this year, and they know how to play playoff-style hockey that I think they're going to hang tight with the Panthers. And I would say Panthers 52% likely to win.
Okay, all right.
So
That's the Jesse Blake official
Yeah, those
percentage.
are my odds. Take that.
7.5 minutes until Steve Dangle and producer Drew, take over for the watch-along. I'm Adam Wilde at SDPN HQ on the road. It's SportChek at Maple Leaf Square, where Maple Leaf Square is right behind me. Every once in a while, you see the smoke guns go off. You see the lights go off. It's really happening. People are pumped. It's going to be a rainy night. Let's check in with what happened around the league. And I think the first thing, and the kind of funny thing although I do feel bad for them, is the Vancouver Canucks have been hacked. They're all of a sudden today, the Canucks official account started sending out videos of Elon Musk and a meme coin link, and Canucks PR, because they have a backup, said, actually, that's a hack, and we're going to try to get our password back, especially before the draft lottery, of which, they were involved with tonight. Now, last night, an absolute classic Game 7. In fact, 2 classic Game 7s this weekend, Jess. 1.6 seconds remaining in a Jets-Blues game where the Blues really did dominate the first 2 periods, but the Jets came on strong in the third. They were able to get a goal with a couple minutes to go, and 1.6 seconds off of Nick Ehlers' broken play where he slaps it over to the right side, and Cole Perfetti is able to tie it up. I just got to know, You watching that as somebody without skin in the game, how'd that make you feel?
Oh, what do you mean without skin in the game? I had so much skin in the game. Ever heard of hella fraud? Started that whole revolution, and it died real quick.
Yeah.
But, like,
how did you feel about his performance?
I thought it was okay. If we're being honest, like a lot of the messages I got back was hey, he's not a fraud anymore. But I don't think he had the best series at all. His numbers at home, fantastic.
Yep.
In the 3 other games, plus the 4th one at home, he was a lot of so-so. He's pulled 3 times in the series. Game 4, he lets in a muffin and another one that he probably should have had if he had a little better positioning. So I feel like where it's on to round 2 and we wait to see what we get out of Hellebuck, but he did enough for them to win the game.
He shut the door after goal 2.
Yeah, which is all you can ask out of the team. Well, he didn't. He allowed 3 goals.
Oh, 3 goals.
So,
Excuse me. Yes, that's true.
So
No,
he didn't shut the door.
After goal 3, he stopped it all.
Which was enough
Yep.
because they won 4-3.
Yep.
So all credit to Hellebuck for winning Game 7. He did it. On to round 2. Congratulations, Jets fans. That's the most incredible Game 7 comeback I've ever seen. It was the second latest game-tying goal scored in an NHL playoff series ever.
Unbelievable.
And the latest Game 7 game-tying goal scored in NHL history ever. It was literally history last night.
I wonder if that will ever be broken, the game-tying goal. I don't know. I don't know how you do better than 1.6 seconds.
Yeah.
I think that's going to stand for a long time. One of those like, 100 years ago, Cole Perfetti put a goal in, and that's crazy. The other team who the Winnipeg Jets will be playing are the Dallas Stars. Mikko Rantanen with a hat trick in the third period, 4 points total. Crazy stats that I got to read to you. And by the way, we've got about 5 minutes till Steve joins us for the watch along. He's the first player in NHL history with a third period Game 7 hat trick. This is Mikko Rantanen. First player in NHL history with back-to-back games with 4-point periods. Leads the playoffs with 12 points. Did it all against his former team where he was traded mid-season. The Mikko Rantanen revenge game was real, especially in games 4, 5, and 6. 5, 6, and 7. Jess, what do we say about Colorado's decision to trade him?
Oh, like now looking at what they gave up in all their trades, like the Brock Nelson trade and Jack Drury and everything that they gave up, like it's rough. It's rough on Chris McFarland. I don't know if Jared Bednar survives the week. Like, that'll be interesting, too. But, like, how can you not regret everything that went on in Colorado this season when you see that guy who you traded away do that to your team? Like, also one of the greatest comebacks I think we'll ever see. First player ever in a Game 7 to have a third-period hat trick. So history again there. And, like, you got to regret everything you did. You want that player, not anything else you have now.
Depending upon reports, the difference per year between the Avs and Rantanen was somewhere between $500,000 and $750,000, and I'm sure they would gladly pay that $750,000 to have a Game 7 win.
Yep.
Jesse, are you on the pay your stars train or trade the stars train?
I'm on the depends.
Depends. Okay.
Depends on what your stars have done. There's some stars, some places who haven't done much and they want a lot of money, and there's some stars who have cups and want money.
Yeah.
You pay those guys.
And those guys who have Mikko Rantanen specifically one of the highest point per games in playoff history.
Yep.
He's unbelievable. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to get Vegas and the Oilers, which I'm going to do the watch-alongs for, and also the Canes and Washington. We are about 2 minutes away, Jesse, from Steve Dangle.
Yeah. We're going to have to get away move out for Steve very soon.
Okay, so here's what I want to ask you. First thing.
Okay.
Canes and Washington, quick sentence. What do you think? What are you expecting from this series? Because I don't really know. Is it going to be defensive? Is it going to be offensive? Like, I don't know.
How healthy is Freddie? I feel like that's an X factor for the series.
That's
how
every
healthy
series. That's
Freddie
every game.
Anderson can be. If Freddie Anderson's good, and I'm picking the Canes. I think they'll take that series if Freddie's good. We'll see.
Okay, and Oilers and Vegas. Can that Oilers offense attack and overwhelm the Vegas defense?
Yes, but can Vegas do enough to hold them off for a little bit and score their own goals?
Yes, that's the question. Also, today it was confirmed by Barry Trotz that Andrew Brunette will be back as Nashville's head coach next season. It's difficult to pin what happened to him or to the Predators on Andrew Burnett specifically probably has a lot to do with roster construction. They're going to be one of the more interesting teams to watch. And obviously, now we know a heck of a lot more about how the draft is going to go, and Steve Dangle's time has come, Jesse Blake. So enjoy your time in there, Jess. We're going to be looking forward to watching you and all your reporting in and after the game. Steve Dangle, producer Drew, taking over for the SDPN watch-along of Game 1. Panthers-Leafs starts now.
Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? Our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Yes. Yes! Yes! Round 2! How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's watch along. Let's watch along. Toronto Maple Leafs, Florida Panthers, Game 1 of the second round. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek. This is the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, and maybe I should have mentioned, hello, I'm Steve Dangle. We got people in the chat already. Hi to everyone from Germany. Guten Tag. Steve, we're scared. Make it go away. Nope. Oh, Hockey Illuminati's on my TV. Look at that. This is game 1. This is round 2. I'm feeling good, feeling great. Like the stream. I like that from Mob Maniac. Click like, gosh darn it. Over 3,000 in here. Less than 700 likes. Bullcrap. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Jesse, Helly let in 11 goals above expected. That is poor. Panthers win tonight in OT. Goal by Sam Bennett. How friggin' dare you? Diane dropping a 20-piece on us, gifting 20 SDPN memberships. Well, what the heck, gosh darn, is an SDPN membership? And Christian Malley giving one as well. Let's talk about it. An SDPN membership makes you an SDP VIP. Well, what is an SDP VIP? We do 3 episodes of the Steve Dangle podcast every week. And if you become an SDP VIP, you get special access to our special VIP episode that comes out every week. And guess what? Guess friggin' what? We are inviting you, yes, you, to come and watch us record the Steve Dangle podcast. We will be recording the day after every Leafs playoff game. That means tomorrow we'll be starting around 11:45 in the morning at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. We're going to be up on the second floor. If you want to come see us, come on by, come upstairs and watch us record a little SDP magic. There's no obligation. You don't need tickets. You don't got to stay the whole time. You can come up and be like, whoa, and take a picture and that's it. Or you can stay for the whole time we're recording. It is up to you. The SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. One more time, 11:45 a.m. Nemkus. My Dallas versus Toronto dream still lives. That's a good pick. Steve, I got Scepters tickets for Wednesday, but it's game 2 Leafs. Do I sell the tickets and watch the Buds at home or go to the game and watch the Buds on my phone? Ooh, only you know the right answer. I mean, if you have the opportunity to be in the building while a game is going on, it's hard to pass that up. And the future is wonderful. Wes Richard gifted 5 SDPN memberships. We love that. Leafs fan from Brazil. Go Leafs, go. One step closer to my Leafs Jets final. Canada Life Center probably needs a new roof after last night, eh? Yo, Jets Blues was nuts. Yay, I'm green now. That means you're an SDP VIP. I feel better when Speedy V shows up. Me too. Habs fan from Germany. Go Leafs only today. Dangle for Prime Minister. I would never run. Canes fan here, but filled with the passion. Trauma makes champions. Go Leafs go. Oh, well. Time to feed the cats. Hey. Sorry, Drew. At least the Wild didn't give me too much hope. Let me talk about something. Let me tell you something. Florida, the Panthers, their fans, have made We Want Florida their entire identity. Like it wasn't just a few Leaf fans who didn't also say We Want Boston because that series wasn't done yet. And they throw We Want Florida in Leaf fans' face because it was Leaf fans being a little cocky. It's not 2023 anymore. It's 2025. Who's picked the Leafs in this series? I haven't even picked the Leafs in this series. I've predicted the last 2 Leaf series down to the game. Last year, I said Bruins in 7. For the Sens, I said Leafs in 6. For this series, I say Leafs in 7. But The Panthers, the hockey world, awful cocky. Awful cocky. The Leafs are the underdog. Make no mistake about it. They're playing the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions. They do have Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup champion Nico Sturm on their fourth line. Correct, producer Drew. Marner's Knight, new dad power. So not only is he a new dad, he's a new father. Wait, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I got distracted. Not only is he a new dad and a new father, but it's his birthday. Radko Gudas hops out of the crowd, low blows Nyes into Bennett doing a pedigree, then holds down Stallers for OT winner goal from Marchand. That's a perfect comment, except you didn't put no call. Thoughts on Isles getting the first pick? That poor kid. We took out average Kentucky. Now time to take out subpar. Wow. I picked the Leafs, but over the Lightning. Yeah, same. If I knew the Panthers were this healthy, I wouldn't have picked the Lightning. Yukon Luke, welcome to SDP VIP. West Richard, Steve, which Leafs jersey should I wear tonight? Nylander St. Pat's, Marner reversible, Riley reverse retro, or Matthews or Tavares regular home? The only correct answer tonight is Marner reversible. When did you say Leafs in 7? No, I said Panthers in 7. Did I say Leafs in 7? That's a mistake. In the preview that I uploaded onto my channel and also onto the SDPN YouTube channel, I said Panthers in 7. I want that to not be the case. Loud anthem in Toronto. 8 teams remain. You got to beat good teams to win the cup. You got to beat good teams to win the cup. You know, the reigning defending Stanley Cup champion usually loses to someone. Usually. Back-to-back's hard. Doesn't happen often. Panthers did it 2021. No, they didn't. Lightning did it 2021. Penguins did it 16-17. Kings didn't do it. Blackhawks didn't do it. Detroit didn't do it. They came close. Who was the last one before them? It must have been Detroit. 96, 97, I think. Giggling Cat buying you a beer as we go to war. This is going to be a violent series. 2 years of rage have built Nyes to unleash. Remember how Nyes treated Zach Whitecloud after that hit earlier this season? We might get that tonight. I made it. Let's go! Can we have Jim Rutherford? Oh, hack Jim Rutherford so he sends Hughes to the Devils for future considerations. Congrats on a series win. Would love to see the Leafs Oilers final. You better be the commentator for that one. I respect your content as a South Floridian, and may the best team win. Hashtag Rain Red. Go Cats. May the best team win. Virtually identical playoff stats. Actually, literally identical playoff stats for Bobrovsky and Stolers. That's kind of creepy. Lightning fan here. I hate the Panthers. Go Leafs, go. Oh, boy, is the Atlantic Division complicated. Producer Drew on the back end. Robert Malloy, Justin Fisher. Adam Wild and Jesse Blake at SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Game 2, Leafs, Panthers. The puck is dropped. Scrum draw. And the Leafs gain the Panthers zone. Bobrovsky plays it. Leafs hold it. It's on Seth Jones' stick. Reminder, Aaron Ekblad will not be playing in this game. He is suspended. Battle in the neutral zone. Quick first shift for the Leafs top line. McCabe dumps it. Pacioretty out there, battling Forsling. Pacioretty still up with Nylander and Tavares. Nylander shoots, scores! Are you kidding me? The first shot of the series finds the back of the net for the Leafs. Willie, 33 seconds in, play Panama. It's 1-0 Leafs. Yes! Bedlam in Maple Leaf Square. Willie kicks it off right where he left off. 2 goals in Game 6 to clinch it against Ottawa, and he gets the first goal here tonight. 2! That's a good screen from Tavares. I wonder if he got a piece. Man, how does that find its way through Bob? Great screen. Wes Richard, thank you for 5 SDPN memberships. Let's all unite and agree. Screw the Bruins. I like that. Hey, Steve, I'm back. Matty Nyes is dropping the mitts. Go, Leafs, go. Here come the Leafs again. Shot! Oh, Tavares almost put him up 2-0 less than a minute in. Tarps off for Willie. Willie off for Tarps. Do whatever you want. It's 1-0 Leafs. Now that's how you start a playoff series. Guess you ain't going to put up a poll for who scores first. No. Guess not. Let's do a who's going to score second. Canadian Girl 83 and Freak 811. Thank you for 5 SDPN memberships each. Face off in the Panthers zone. Pacioretty got a point on that. Unbelievable. Lawton battling in the Panthers corner. Less than a minute in, 3 different Leaf lines have gotten on the ice. Benny. OEL, who won the cup with the Panthers. Here's Lawton. Here's Lawton. Here, he lost it in his feet. Kulikov. Lorentz won a cup with this team too. In 2023, we beat Tampa. In 2025, Ottawa, both series wins. Sorry, James. Having a tough time reading this. There's lots of action going on. Panthers. Get it? Deep. Stolers plays it to Riley. Riley, pass off target. I'm not sure if this will be icing. It is. 18:15 to go in the first period. I hope it goes to 7, says third person. I reserve the right to change my opinion on that. So that was Tavares battling Seth Jones in front. Man, that goes straight in. That didn't touch a thing. I find it therapeutic for us. Oh, face off in the Leaf zone. Where is it? It's cleared into the Leafs bench. I find it therapeutic for us as Canadians to cheer for Toronto as Trump's friend owns the Panthers. I got bad news about most owners of most sports teams. I understand the sentiment, though. Oh, this is a new one from... Yeah, Drew says, how's the crowd not going nuts right now? Oh! Tanev clears it from the front of the net. Drew used a different word. Marner over to McCabe jumping up in the rush. Battling with Seth Jones. They collide. Marner overskates the puck a little. Into the feet of Reinhart. Barkov and Tanev, 2 analytic darlings for God knows how many years, battle in the corner. Jones and Nyes collide. Battle along the half wall. Panthers hold the zone. Tanev to Matthews to McCabe. Calm. Matthew Tkachuk is out there. The Leafs eliminated his brother Brady. Willie with it. Neutral zone. Hands it off to Tavares. Tkachuk trying to get at Willie late. Pacioretty lays the body on Nico Mikkola. Kulikov cross-checks Willie. He's interfering with him behind the play. Absurd. Playoff hockey, though. OEL with it behind the Leafs net. Little over 3 minutes gone in this game. Benoit off the wall. Lorentz collects it. Lorentz chips it in. He's blocked by Nate Schmidt. Lawton on the forecheck. Nice hit. But the Panthers break out with it, and they got some speed here. Here they come. Marchand blocked Good collect from Lawton. Good pass to Riley from Lawton. Yarncroke going after it. Bob out of his net to play it. Here come the Panthers again. Now, the Panthers are a tough team. They're going to hit you. We all know about all that stuff. Icing against the Panthers. We all know about all that stuff. If you don't appreciate the Panthers' skill, if you don't respect their skill, and if you don't respect their speed, they're going to kill you. They're not just a goon squad. Barkov, Forsling, the Lindell Lusterinen pairing. I mean, even the skill of guys like Bennett and Kachuk, if you do not appreciate or respect how skilled they are, they will burn you. The Domi line is out there in the offensive zone. Domi wins it back with the help of Pontus Holmberg. Shot from the point. Oh, deflection! I think that was a save from Bob. Great start here. McCabe holds the zone only for a moment. Panthers off the wall, and this is going to be icing again. 5,000 you hear in the chat. Only 1,200 likes. Not enough. In the words of Kendrick Lamar. Oh my goodness, what a save from Bob. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. It takes a second, costs you nothing, and it helps us out a great deal. If you're enjoying us for free, why not? Face off in the offensive zone. No one collects it, so Marner goes and gets it. Benoit! That's wide. OEL. Matthews. Leafs down low. The Panthers collect it, and they come out 2-on-2. This was a theme in the Ottawa series. Leafs always have two guys back. Marner denies. Nice! Can't get a shot through. Recollects it. Matthews and Marner and Nyes doing a great job here early. Very, very early. Pass off target. Seth Jones looking for an outlet. Chips it off the glass and out. Geez, Leafs doing a real good job against Florida here early. Verhaeghe lays a hit. Oh, the Panthers looking to apply the body now. Pacioretty to Nylander. Pacioretty. Leafs can't hold the zone. Panthers coming out with speed. Verhaeghe. He's got Reinhart with him. Reinhart! Stopped by Stolarz and his mask pops off. 5 minutes and 8 seconds into the first. The Panthers' first registered shot on goal dinged Stolarz right in the face. It popped his mask right off. He looks okay, though. Basic summary of my earlier chat. I watched us play Tampa in 22-23. We beat them in the playoffs. This year, I watched us play Ottawa and Florida. Well, I think it should matter that the Leafs were so poor against Ottawa in the regular season and beat them. And they were so bad. Well, not so bad. They weren't very good against Florida in the regular season. And I don't think it should give anyone pause. Riley, he's got Pacioretty with him. Can't get the puck to him, though. So right now, both second lines are out there against each other. I'm fascinated by what the matchups are going to be. Because Drew and I had a debate about this before the show. Like, I'm just not sure what either coach really wants. Wow, Steve, great haircut. Thank you, my darling wife. That is my wife. Why are melons resentful at weddings? They can't elope. Seth Jones up the ice. Onside. AJ Greer. This is the fourth line of the Panthers. We'll see how they do. I loved the Panthers' fourth line that won the Cup last year. All of them are gone. Like, they had a rotating cast of guys. They're all gone. Lorentz, Lomberg, Stenlund, Okposo, Nick Cousins. They're all gone. Battle along the half wall in the Panthers zone. Benny! Into the glove of Bobrovsky. 13:40 to go in the first period. Looks like I missed one. We're going to go to commercial break here. If the Leafs do get to the Cup final, is there any game in the series that you would ditch the stream for? Or would that just be all of them? Drew says, you think I go to a game? I don't know. I think this is my calling. I think I'm right where I'm meant to be. Here with all of you. Don't you? I'll see you at the parade. I'll see you at the party. I'll see you after. It's okay. It's okay. Also, someone let me in for free because, like, it's not in the budget. Sports Talk Chud. Jets winning the cup after last night. It's destiny. Man, you know, I'm pretty sure you're joking, but I wonder if Connor Hellebuck is finally able to rewrite the book on himself. He was awful. Like, those goals he allowed were awful. And he didn't allow a goal for, I think it was the final 52 minutes of the game, I read. And he wasn't otherworldly. He was good the rest of the way. It really feels like an opportunity for the Jets and for him to rewrite the narrative here. Alex, go Leafs go and all that, but I'm still salty about Marchand. Like, we finally have a year without the Bruins, but we still have to deal with Marchand. Feels rude. It feels a little hilarious. We need Domi to fight that Goomba Marchand. A few uppercuts to set the tone. Willie set the tone 33 seconds in. I don't know if you're joining us a little late, but the Leafs are up 1-0. Pacioretty with another point. Domi line out there coming out of commercial break in the offensive zone. They lose the draw, hold the zone. Carlo on into the glove of Bob. McMahon and Kulikov exchanging swear words. Could be recipes. We're almost at 2,000 likes. Click, 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 click. Please, it is free, and it only takes a second, and it makes me feel really good. Face off. Panthers win that in their own zone again. Kulikov with it behind his own net. Here's Marchand getting booed. Can't imagine why. And they call that offside. Oh, Domi goes right for him. Marchand was trying to get something going with Holmberg, and Domi comes in with a big smile on his face. You know Craig Berube, sorry. They called a penalty? Are you joking? The Panthers are getting a power play out of that? In a playoff game. In a playoff game. What did Max do? That's a cross-checking call? You are awful. Marchand smiling. Biggest joke officiating crew in the league. National Hockey League referees are the most bought and paid for shocking losers. And here comes Marner. Marchand is not going to golf with you. He is not going to invite you to his birthday. He is not inviting you to his cottage. That being a power play in a second round playoff game should send a chill down your spine. Ref, you suck, they're chanting. Ref, you're unemployable. You shouldn't get another NHL game after that. Who is the officiating crew tonight? I'm actually dumbstruck. Thank goodness the penalty kill is going well so far. I swear to God if the Panthers score on this thing. I swear to God. They haven't even shown a replay of it. No, Drew. Leafs dump it. Penalty is half killed. Oh, I'm sure the cross-check fell out of the damn sky, like it always does with Brad. Oops. Just oopsies. Just always follow him around, don't they? You are shocking. Leafs chop it out. Puck hasn't lied yet. Canadian girl says Domi smiled and got a penalty. That's rude. Here come the Panthers. Stolarz covers it up. I need to see a replay. SLS is Colin Campbell. I'm sure Colin Campbell's son's team. So here's a replay. So Marchand hits two guys. Is that what Domi got called for? Oh my God. Who are the refs? Look this up. I hope they don't get another game this series. Oh my God. Benoit collects it, gets rid of it. That is one of the worst penalties I've ever seen called in a playoff game. Any teams. Drew, like, it's never good when you're watching the replay and you're like, was this it? Like, you don't even friggin' know. Panthers, shoot. Blocked. Leafs clear. Puck. Don't lie. Penalty killed. Shocking garbage. My father-in-law just texted me and goes, what was that penalty for? He knows I'm working. Here come the Panthers. Stopped by Stolarz. Here, I'm going to text him back. Live on stream. Biggest joke of a penalty I've ever seen in a playoff game. Ekman-Larsson battling. Tavares clears the zone. The Panthers get the puck back, but at least they clear the zone. Reinhart taken down. Oh, call it. Nylander chips it out. It's Rooney and Skilleter. Oh, for God's sake, Graham Skilleter. Get out of here. Enough of that guy. I don't like Wes McCauley. That is well documented, but there's a few guys who, generally speaking, the more NHL games you see a ref with, the worse of a ref they are. Because they miss what the game used to be, and they resent what it is now. McCabe takes down Kulikov halfway through the first. Surprised they didn't call that one. Oh, Reinhart got touched. Call that one. And there's a whistle. I'm not sure why. Is this a power play? Who's it for? What a joke. Was it a hand pass? Rohan? I'm not reading that, but that's funny. Corrupted. I'm going from Avs officiating to this. Yeah, that's tough. The penalty was actually 2 minutes for being Max Domi. Like, straight up for existing. I read an opinion piece suggesting the Leafs get Marchand in the offseason. Man, McCabe, huge hit on Kulikov. I think Leaf fans would rather have him dead than in a Leafs jersey. I think you're wrong. No, it's not Wes McCauley. Drew said that McCabe hit is more of a penalty than the Domi. Like, you're right. That's a joke. I'm not going to get over that. Holy cow. Was this worse than the interference in Game 7 call on Hall? That was soft, but, like, it at least was what it was. Like, it was a penalty you rarely see called. It led to a goal. I understand it. Domi doing what? Oh my God. Like, aren't you ashamed? Don't you strive to do a good job? Aren't you proud of your work? Oh my God. Feels like Gary is getting a little worried a Canadian team might just win it all. That's funny. Is your father-in-law not watching your stream? Well, he's probably watching the game. Hands down the worst call I've ever seen in the playoffs, or I've seen in these playoffs. Can't wait for that penalty LFR bit. Yeah, Drew, please remind me, because it's very early in the game. Not to complain, but also 100% to complain. After a crap season, Preds being the only bottom three team knocked out of the top three and into the fifth pick sucks. Yeah. As a Leaf fan, I'm just happy to see 2 of the top 3 picks go to the West, but Islanders getting first sucks. Domi tickled Brad, and refs went, not our Brad. Was that your Mighty Might cross-check? If the NFL has ref ball, does the NHL have puck-ups? I don't know what ref ball is. Is that like Dangits, but for refs? Face off at center ice, Leafs win it. OEL, and it's chipped in. Lawton going after it. Where is it? Battle along the half wall. This line is so good at this. Does anything happen? Not necessarily, but they keep you in your own end. Benoit pinches but loses the puck. Here come the Panthers. Lawton in support on D. One of the Leafs lost their helmet. I wasn't sure who it was. Panthers lose the zone. Misplay the puck. Okay, Marchand's on the ice. Everybody be careful. Everybody be careful. Oh, no, don't touch him. Oh, no, don't touch him. Our precious angel. Love NHL reffing consistently. 3 cross-checks to the face in Habs Cap series, no penalty. Domi taps a guy, penalty. Oh, I know. Next time, Domi will get 2 minutes for smiling. My son Matthew wanted to watch before bed. Can he get a Matthew? Go Cats, says John Acosta. How dare you? So that being a penalty, I wonder if they'll allow Marchand to lick a Leaf this series. No. They'll allow him to lick a Leaf twice. Because remember, Marchand licked 2 people that playoff run. Nothing happened. Puck goes down the ice. This is probably going to be, it's not icing. Bobrovsky comes out of the net to play at 8:45 to go in the first period. Replace the All-Star game with televised 2.5-hour close-up shots of the refs so they can get the main character syndrome out of their system. I like that idea. Panthers, it's Marchand. On, blocked by Riley. McMahon gets it out. Panthers collect it in the neutral zone. Riley has it. Everyone changing. He's a precious angel rat. He is. There is such thing. Here's Nyes. Drive in the middle. Shoots. Stopped by Bobrovsky. That was a great chance, though. Nyes battling Barkov. And now here come the Panthers. This is a 3-on-2 here. Verhaeghe, Reinhart. McCabe does a good job to force it to the back of the net. Behind the net, rather. No, you don't want the back of the net. You don't want that. Matthews, nice hit. Nyes gets it over to Marner. Marner chips it into the Panther zone without icing it. Good job. NHL and the refs love the Colin Campbell Panthers. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking the same thing. Barkov goes 1-on-4. Benoit gets it around to OEL. That's a nice little jump into a hit. Wasn't Max, though. Panthers in front. Leafs collect it. Nylander to Pacioretty. Pacioretty drops it for OEL. Shoots. Rebound. Willie scores. William Nylander back to back 2-goal games. 7:09 to go in the first period. And the Leafs score the first 2 goals of this game and first 2 goals of this series. Oh, wait. They're going to review it. No, because Brad Marchand had to blow his nose on the bench, and you can't do that. Max Domi, 2 minutes for looking over at Brad Marchand while he blows his nose. 2-0 Leafs. Looks good on you. Willie Dangle snipe. Looks good on you. Attaboy, Brad. Attaboy. What a joke. I don't care the Leafs are up 2-0. I'm still mad. I'm going to be mad in my sleep. I'm going to be muttering in my sleep about that stupid penalty. 5th goal of the playoffs for Willie. Panthers win the faceoff at center ice. Stolar's out of his net to play it. Pacioretty with another assist. You have got to be kidding. He has 4 points. Oh, my God. Willie Rantanen. Wes Richard gifted 5 SDPN memberships. Bennett is going to suplex Nyes again. Nyes will get a major for embellishment. Here's Brad. Brad shoots wide. Did anyone touch him? Graham, you on that? Chris, you on that? Come on, boys. Brad's out there. Help him. Grab a stick. There's a battle in the corner. Lucerinen and Lundell are there, though. They don't care about them. They don't care about them. How is the supervisor of refs not available to the press, at least in the playoffs? Because the NHL is not a league. Hockey's a great sport. The Cup is a great trophy. NHL is simply not a league. On. It's in the corner. Tanev. Domi. Domi going backwards. Over to McMahon. Interesting play. Shot. Stopped by Bobrovsky, and I think the Leafs are about to get their first power play. And look at that. The Panthers trying to drag one of them to the box with them. Brad's on the bench, guys. You're not getting that call. He's on the bench now. They don't care about you. Florida minor penalty holding, and was it on Domi? No, it's on Holmberg from Mikkola. And let's be honest, that's not the strongest call, but the Leafs were owed one. And now the Leafs with a 2-0 lead get a power play. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. This is our watch along in the SDPN YouTube channel, brought to you by SportChek. Tomorrow around 11:45 a.m., we are going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. And with whatever is left in my voice, please come check it out. Pretty please. Also, our pregame shows for every game of this series. Keep an eye on our social media for when to show up, because obviously the games are at different times. But that will also be at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Adam Wild and Jesse Blake running that, and then obviously throwing to me for these game streams. My son said, dang it, with that one in. What do you think the biggest shock of the lottery is? The Islanders? I would say Utah getting the 4th pick with a 3.1% chance. Now do we have Poppy and Daddy? I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that. We have to remember we pay $400 to $1,000 per ticket to see the refs. You need to try the new Harvest Cheddar jalapeno Miss Vicky's. Okay, you're speaking my language, you know, jalapeno. Francois Labelle, as a lifelong Habs fan, I never thought I'd say this. Go Leafs, go! Bring the cup home! Wow! And Patches is in the lineup. Why? That's why. A couple years ago, you said 1 bite is biting, 2 bites is eating. If 1 lick is licking and 2 licks is an attempt to find the end of the Tootsie Pop. Well, we'll find out when Brad licks someone by the end of the first. What 3 is. Cassie, also, if anyone was in Adam's stream the other day, the guy who, oh my God, where'd it go? The guy who fell off the Clemente wall the other day is awake and walking according to his family. Excellent. Leafs win the opening draw. Matthews, that one goes wide. Puck is left for Matthews. Tries to get it behind the net. It's at the point now. Marner over to Willie. Willie shoots. Oh, wide. And the Panthers clear it. Mike Greer was talking about being open to trading the 1st overall pick. Think there would still be any decent offers for the 2nd? Yeah. Nyes carries it. Hands it off to Marner at the point. Marner walking and shoots. Where is it? Rebound! Bob, stop that. Panthers clear it. But a couple good chances here for the Leafs. Steve, will you be streaming from SportChek at all? That's not in the plans currently. Miss Vicky, spicy dill pickle supremacy gang. It's grown on me. Matthews to Nyes. A bit of a misplay from Nyes. Panthers clear it. Oh, Marchand's out there. Shh. Don't touch him. Don't even look at him. Willie has it behind the net. Is he going to sub off? Riley's out there. So I think the 2nd unit's going to get a gander. Too many men on the Leafs? Toronto. Oh, you can't have that. Berube's pissed. Drew said he saw him say, "Who jumped?" Who did jump? Like you were in the middle of a line change. The So it's going to be 4-on-4 for 47 seconds. That's a bad way to surrender your first power play of the night. 4-on-4 for 47 seconds. The Panthers, we'll see what they do with these 47 seconds, but after that, they're going to get a power play. Austin Bayless, who the hell said 6? Which one of you said 6? Leafs win the draw on their own end. OEL to Riley. OEL up the ice. Finds Domi. To McMahon. Interesting duo to go with. McMahon drives. Stopped by Bob, but not confidently. Riley. I think he kept the zone there. Oh, McMahon. Oh, tried to find Riley there. 20 seconds to go in this 4-on-4 action. Domi. McMahon around. Riley in the neutral zone. Back to OEL. Yeah, you're going to want to change up there, boys. Up the ice to Matthews, and here he comes in the dying seconds of 4-on-4. Now it's a penalty kill. Matthews off the back of the net. Matthews with it in the Panthers zone. Matthews skating it back into the Leaf zone. Matthews passing it back into the Leaf zone. Misplayed by Tanev. Ooh. He will clear it. It's in the neutral zone now. 55 seconds to go in this Panthers power play. Seth Jones gains the zone. Reinhart with it. Oh, across. That's off target for Barkov. Down low. Barkov. Pass. Doesn't make it through. 35 seconds to go in this Panthers power play. Seth Jones. Hands it off. Verhaeghe. Behind the net for Matthew Tkachuk. Point. Shot. Scores. The Florida Panthers get their first of the series, 3:03 to go in the first period. They cut the Leafs lead to 1. Boy, that's a really, really unacceptable way to surrender your first goal. You take too many men on the power play with zero pressure. I think Reinhart might have got a piece of this. Let's see the shot. Oh, man, that's a great screen, great shot. No, I don't think that touches anything. On the bright side, we haven't had a too many men penalty in a while. It's not very bright right now, Robert. 3 minutes to go in the first. Panthers get a power play goal. Not going to blame that one on the refs. Oh, pass somehow makes it through everything. There's bodies all over the place. This is 2-on-1. Riley with Tavares. Riley scores! The Leafs get it right back. Playoff Morgan Riley activated. 3 past Bob. In the first period alone. And it's 3-1 Leafs. Max Pacioretty was out there again. Did he friggin' touch this thing? Riley to Nylander to Riley. So I think this is going to be Riley from Domi. Is that Domi and Nylander? What a shot from Mo. Kung Pao Sandwich and West Richard, 5 SDPN memberships each. I love you. Leafs in the Panthers zone. OEL down low to Lawton. Yarncroke takes it right off of Matthew Tkachuk. Number 19 on number 19. There's Matthew Tkachuk with it in the neutral zone. The Panthers, they might have a chance here. Bennett in front. That's into the corner now. Lawton, 2:15 to go in the first period. Francois Labelle, that's a dagger. Let's calm down. Have you not watched hockey over the last 48 hours? That is not a dagger. It's Riley from Nylander. So that's icing against the Panthers. Minute 56 to go in the first. Yeah. Drew can confirm 2 goals is not a dagger. You said it, not me. I wasn't going to bring it up. Cassie, Matthew Nye's Jersey Fund. Thank you. Matthew Nye's Jersey Fund. Matthew Nye's Jersey Fund. Matthew Nye's Jersey Fund. Side note, I freaking hate jerseys made by... Oh, I'm not saying it. Apparently, Riley was mad about that penalty, too. He should have been. On. That's blocked by bodies in front. Leafs, great job having 2 men back in support. Ooh, McCabe falls down behind his own net. Seth Jones with it. We know he's got a shot. Blocked by Matthews, and he's in a race with Seth Jones. Jones wins it. 2 Team Canada guys. Costco gravy is the world's best gravy, says Speedy V. There it is, folks. There it is. Marner, nice. Matthews, shot, gloved by Bob. 1:21 to go in the first period. I'm starting to wonder if Bob is going to be on the bench to start the second. I mean, 3 goals on 4 shots is unusable. You know what? It's game 1. You want him to see the team you're playing this series. In this game, like, if you're the Panthers, you're down 2 goals. This is a winnable game. Leave Bob in. If you're getting blown out at the beginning of the third, yeah, maybe go to Vanacek. But I think leave Bob in. Speedy V Gravy messages the dagger. Legit. That's hilarious. Ozone draw. Max Domi out there. Oh, they didn't like it. And it's Domi out there with Nylander and McMahon. All right. Domi wins it clean. Nylander. Bobbled it a little. Leafs hold the zone only for a moment. Here comes Florida. It's Lundell to Marchand. Careful. He shoots. Oh, that was deflected, but it didn't go in. Carlo, he's got a streaking McMahon. Not able to find him. Domi chips it in. 1 minute to go in the first period. Shots are 10-4 for the Leafs. Scores 3-1. Marchand dangles it into his own foot. Leafs clear it. That was pretty close to too many men for the Panthers. OEL misplays it. Panthers collect it. In the neutral zone. Jake McCabe has gone to the dressing room. Who knows what that means? There's less than a minute to go. Could be an equipment issue. Could be any number of things. I'm not going to hit the panic button just yet. Pacioretty is out there with Tavares and Holmberg. Pacioretty in the neutral zone. 15 seconds to go. He's got Tavares with him. Holmberg centers. Oh. Kachuk trying to engage with Tavares. It's not going to work. 7.6 seconds to go in the period. Most playoff goals amongst defensemen in franchise history. Morgan Riley just set the Leafs franchise record. Salming 12, Ian Turnbull 13, Riley 14. A goal and 4 points in the 2023 playoffs versus the Panthers. Gary Hall, 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you. Don't worry, Steve. I didn't expect you to read that. Yeah, good. I'm glad. Eddie Passo, welcome to SDP VIP. Matthews wins the draw clean. It's Riley. Marner on. Bob stops it, but only just. 1.5 seconds left. I wonder if they put a teensy little bit of time on the clock. Hey, let's get to 2,500 likes before intermission. There's nearly 7,000 yet. Let's get it up. Geez, that was a great deflection. That was Marner. And I think Matthews. Ooh, almost put that 5-hole. Broadcast made a great point 2 years ago. We never had. Oh, at least pulled the goalie. That's hilarious. I mean, the Panthers aren't scoring off this. Matthews. Oh, he got the shot off, but it's stopped by Bob. Broadcast made a great point. The Leafs never had 3 goals against the Panthers. In 2023, they have 3 in 1 period now. 3-1 Leafs. After 1. I can't believe it. Believe it, baby. The Toronto Maple Leafs lead the Panthers 3-1 after 1 second period in a little bit. SDPN YouTube channel. I'm Steve Dangle. This is brought to you by SportChek. Tomorrow, the Steve Dangle podcast will be recording from the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. If you want to come see us, come say hi, give us a little wave while we're recording and ranting and raving, you can do that. We're going to be recording around 11:45 and onward. Come grab some stuff. You can wave hi and bye at us if you want. But there is no better place in the city right now. SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Willie playing like he was the one who had the kid last night. We are all his children. Just got off work, turned on the TV. This is what we need. This is what we deserve. Go Leafs, go! Gotta keep you on your toes. I need you to send that. Yeah. Oh, wait. Does Riley get his number in the rafters? There's still too much career left. There's still too much career left for Morgan Riley. Set the tone. I agree. I have pokey means business playing because as far as I'm concerned, this time Toronto means business. I don't know. Pokey? Since my Blues are out, go Leafs, go. Wow, we are uniting the nations against Florida. The Panthers are about to hear a lot of profanity from Paul Maurice. Oh, the Panthers are going to be hitting the dog poo out of the Leafs to start the second. A lot of dumping, a lot of chasing. Hey, you like hockey? How about playoff hockey? Then let me remind you that SportChek is your destination to gear up for playoff season. And hey, if you're in Etobicoke or the greater Toronto area, SportChek has opened a new concept store like you've never seen before in Etobicoke on North Queen Street. They hosted a grand opening weekend on May 3rd and 4th. It featured Coach Chippy, hockey benders, Chris Boucher from the Raptors. I got to see some of the footage. It looked like a lot of fun. And you know what's going to be a lot of fun? Tomorrow when we record the Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Oh, see, this is how I know Drew wasn't listening. Drew said Leafs didn't score 3 goals once in their series against Florida, and they've already done it in first period here. We talked about that already, buddy. It's unbelievable. Like, what a start. Hello from North Carolina, lifelong Canes fan. We had a good goal disallowed in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final in 06. I get it about the refs. Hope you see red. Love the passion. Second round scruff looking good. Thanks, babe. McLeafin sent 5 SDPN memberships. And Paul L., I'm watching this and Raw, listening to you call the show. My ADHD is going nuts. I see you and I are the same. 5 SDPN memberships from Heather. If someone gives you an SDPN membership, please thank them. Honestly, I think we funded your whole Knies jersey at this point. Probably. Are the Leafs Demons truly gone without a Game 7 win against Boston? Or maybe Marchand? You know what? If they do what we all want them to do this year, I'm not going to worry about it. Drew, do we have a clip? Ooh, we got my round 2 full picks and bracket preview. And I want to tease that this is first intermission, obviously. Second intermission, we are going to be doing trivia on the Spark app. There are prizes. It is a lot of fun. And if you want a sneak peek at the little page, if you want to sign up, whatever, the link to the trivia is in the description of this here video. So get a load of my round 2 preview. What do we got now? Let's have a gander. We'll start with the Dallas Stars taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg had to take on a lot of demons in the first round, specifically Connor Hellebuck. And Sometimes he beat them, and sometimes they beat his ass. They beat him. The Jets had a really tough time on the road. The Dallas Stars, meanwhile, dude, they might be getting even stronger. We don't know if Mark Scheifele is going to return in this series, and we don't know how healthy he's going to be. Meanwhile, the Stars might get Miro Heiskanen. We're not sure. They might get Jason Robertson. We're not sure. Maybe it's all of the series. Maybe it's some of it. Maybe it's none of it. We're not sure. But we know that they had enough to take on Colorado, and playoff Mikko Rantanen activated. I do love very much that the winner of this series could very well be the starting goalie for the United States at the Olympics. It's Connor Hellebuck going directly up against Jake Ottinger. This is no disrespect to the Jets. They are an extremely good team. Good forward group, good D-core, great goaltending, even if it's spotty and unpredictable at times. But I look at the Dallas Stars, when they're healthy, as the deepest team in hockey. Their forward group is preposterous. Their D-core, I hate the right side, I love the left, and their goaltending's magnificent. Here's the thing that we learned about the Dallas Stars. When they need a goal, they can get it. Doesn't really matter what you throw in front of them. That's why I have Dallas beating Winnipeg. If I had to put a game on it, 6. Up next, adrenaline in a can. We got the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Edmonton Oilers again. I love this series because to me, it's a full circle moment. Forget the Jack Eichel versus Connor McDavid stuff. A lot of people are going to try to sell you that. Meh, old storyline. It's definitely a fact. To me, the Vegas Golden Knights are the team that made the Edmonton Oilers believe. The Oilers made the conference final in 2022. Colorado handled them pretty soundly. They swept them. So even though you made it to the Final Four, you're still half of the wins away that you need to win the Stanley Cup. You need 16, you won 8. But when Vegas ran over everybody en route to the Stanley Cup in 2023, including their Stanley Cup final opponent, the Florida Panthers, the Oilers, by the end of it, we were all looking at them and going, they got closest. How did the Oilers respond? They made it to the Stanley Cup final, and they were 1 win shy, 2 goals shy. Vegas, they were in flux like they sort of always are. They just got all these guys, but they weren't necessarily part of the, like a big part of the team yet, and gelled and healthy, and they're taking on Dallas in the first round. That's a really tough matchup. So they lose to Dallas. Dallas plays Edmonton, loses. If you're Edmonton, you gotta have a lot of belief here. Now, your series started awful. Down 0-2 to the Kings. You're losing game 3 to the Kings, but it looks like you tied it up. Hooray! And you're getting Evander Kane back. All right, we're getting stronger. Yeah, you're still in a deficit. The weirdest, dumbest, frankly, it was not a smart challenge ever. Oilers take advantage, win game 3. They haven't lost since. Don't let this Oilers team get hot. They're scoring all up and down the lineup. This isn't just the Connor and Leon show. If they can find themselves in a strong position when Matthias Ekholm rejoins the lineup, oh no. The Golden Knights are big, and they're bigger than the Kings in the spots that matter most, in front of the net. We focus on the speed and everything, but the Oilers' net front presence is a huge part of their offense. Those guys make it miserable in the blue paint. If the Golden Knights can clear them out of there, I like their chances. If the Golden Knights' attack can beat the Ekholmless Oilers D-core, maybe they can outscore them. But you still don't want to do the run and gun thing with the Edmonton Oilers because that's what the Kings did. The Kings scored a lot of goals for a team that lost, and it didn't matter. I'm having a really hard time with this one. I'm going to say, in 7 games, Edmonton. Looking out east, we got the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Washington Capitals in a Metro Division clash. 2 teams who I don't know if they know what to make of themselves after round 1. You have the Carolina Hurricanes, who made pretty decently easy work of the New Jersey Devils, who were missing half their D-core and their best forward. How are you supposed to win a series like that? Then you have the Washington Capitals, who, just like them on the receiving end the year before, they're the President's Trophy winners taking on this young up-and-coming team. Yes, last year, the Capitals, young and up-and-coming, they had Ovechkin. A lot of really young parts on that team, underratedly so. The Hurricanes love to have the puck. They love to fire the puck. Freddie Anderson, great goalie. How many games is he going to play? Logan Thompson was hurt for the Capitals. Looked like he was out for the playoffs. He's still there. The Hurricanes are going to be the kind of team that lets Logan Thompson feel the puck. Is that going to be something that Thompson actually likes? Not every goalie can handle that. These are two very good D-cores, in my opinion, for different reasons. Jacob Slavin, breakout star from the Four Nation Faceoff. Breakout is, we'll use that term loosely. Breakout is usually reserved for someone who hasn't been in the league a long time. It's just maybe the rest of us didn't know how good Jacob Slavin was. Capitals, they're underratedly mean, but the name of the game is move that puck. Then there's the forward groups. The Capitals have this wonderful depth attack made of aging superstars, misfit toys who are breaking out with the Caps in unbelievable ways, and young up-and-coming stars that not everyone is hip to yet. Alexi Protas and Connor McMichael. This team is really deep and really good. I didn't even talk about Tom Wilson yet. You see, Tom Wilson ran amok and became a huge factor against the Montreal Canadiens because the Canadiens tried to throw guys at Wilson. I don't know if I really see the Hurricanes doing that. Like, who's gonna do it? Like, Mark Jankowski, maybe? Like, who's going to be that guy who tries to goad him into doing something stupid? Who even matches up against that guy physically? Is that really what you want Brent Burns doing? Sebastian Aho was excellent against the Devils, but you got to watch out for the emergence of Andrei Svechnikov. That guy cut his teeth in this league by getting knocked out by Alex Ovechkin. He had 5 goals in 5 games. And speaking of Ovechkin, how do you shut that old man down? No one has been able to do it. Ever. I think this series is going to be so much fun, but I don't expect the same literally bench brawls that we saw from the Caps Habs series. I think this is just going to be a fast, high-octane hockey product. Give me Caps in 6. I really like their power. I really do. And now, Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Florida Panthers. This is very interesting. I'm going into this series completely different mentally because the Leafs, who are perennial chokers, that's the well-earned reputation, they have to win this series against Ottawa. They go up 3-0. No one's sad. No one's concerned. Lose a couple games. Everyone's sad. Everyone's concerned. And then they win. And you feel good. And it's a real weird mental adjustment to have everyone going, yeah, but Florida's going to slaughter you. And you're like, what? You look at the team. You look at how they've played all year. You look at the fact that they have home ice advantage. You look at the fact that they were able to finally get over the hump and they win a series there. And they're playing Florida again with home ice advantage. Again, I don't think this Leafs team is the same team that took the ice in 2023. I don't think this Panthers team is the same Panthers team that took the ice in 2023. There might be some fatigue there with the Panthers. We know a lot of their guys have battled injuries down the stretch and in the playoffs. No Aaron Ekblad in game 1, which is big for the Leafs. Leafs didn't sustain any serious injuries that we know of against Ottawa. I mean, we're going to find out they're all liars. I didn't know Tampa had that many injuries, and then it's like, oh yeah, no, we're all half alive. I think the Leafs have better goaltending than they did in 2023. Like, even if Wool had to come into this series, Wool is better now than he was 2 years ago. The Leafs have a way better D-core than they did in 2023. I think the Leafs forward group, well, that one's interesting. I love the O'Reilly, Rookie Nyes, and Noel Acciari line, and then in game 1, Sam Bennett thought, you know what? I'm going to try to crack this guy's head like an egg. And he did. No one cared, and it was fine. You can't push Nyes around like that anymore. The guy's a Jeep. But now, isn't it destiny? The Leafs get to take on Brad Marchand anyway. Even though the Bruins are gone. They're not there. You get to take on Brad anyway. It's so fun. Listen, I give Florida the advantage here. I already said it on the podcast. Cats in 7. I already said that. I'm not going to take it back. That's how I feel. But I think the Leafs could win this series. And I think if you think this is going to be a short series, you're in for a surprise. This is going to be a war. This is going to be violent. If anything, I think Craig Berube's Leafs are going to want to slow the Panthers down because that's where Berube teams succeed while getting violent. I already said Cats in 7, but this thing ain't going. It's not going to be the 5-gamer that we saw in 2023, in my opinion. So, hypothetically, let's just have some fun. Where does that leave us? Dallas versus Edmonton. Goodness gracious, we all deserve for that one to go 7. Impossible to know who's going to be healthy, so we can't really use that. Both teams are so stupidly deep up front. I would say Miro Heiskanen's going to be a huge factor, but he hasn't played a game yet in these playoffs, and Connor McDavid literally doused him in gas and lit him on fire last year. Here's the difference. Can Calvin Pickard keep this up? Yeah. Oh, boy. You know how I know the Oilers are going to win? Dallas in 7. And in the East, I got the Capitals. I got the Panthers. Unless the Caps show that they got a little bit of Tom Wilson everywhere in their lineup, I think the Panthers brutalize that young team. Caps still get a couple games in there. I'll say Cats in 6. Cats and Caps, very tricky. Florida's going to win that in 6, and I think the list of injuries is going to be extremely long. So I could have had the Edmonton-Florida rematch in the Stanley Cup Final. I don't. Dallas. Ah, yes, Dallas. This is the series that Finland built, that basically half the players in the league who are Finnish are either on the Stars or the Panthers. Kiitos for that. But this is all hypothetical, and we're not going to know who the eventual Stanley Cup champions are for like how long? Like another 6 weeks? Lots to happen between now and then. What do you think is going to happen between now and then? Leave a comment in the comment box down below. But for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Round 2 coming up. Jay Sizzles says what we're all thinking. I, for one, love the Steve Dangle Podcast Network because I mispronounced something. With friends like these. Hey, everyone. Steve Dangle here. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. This is the SDPN YouTube channel. And this watch along is brought to you by SportChek. Tomorrow, we're going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast from Maple Leaf Square. The SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. You're going to walk in there and you're going to go, where the hell's Steve and Adam and Jesse? We're upstairs. Oh, okay. And then you go to the second floor, and there we are. So for the next 2 periods, do we get turn on the Jets Panthers or screw it, kill them in advance of game 2 Panthers? Yes. That's why they won the cup last year. They do both. Again, you have to be aware and alert with the Florida Panthers. They are out there with ill intentions. They will kill you. Matthew Tkachuk has been lining guys up all night. He just hasn't connected yet. But if you don't respect how fast they are, how skilled they are, and just how good they are, it's going to go bad for you, man. Here, I just want to tweet this out before the second period begins. I'm watching myself on YouTube looking down. Second period. Slot shots, 8-4 Leafs. Pacioretty, 2 assists in 4 minutes and 12 seconds of ice time. The dude is on pace for 12 minutes and 36 seconds of ice time. And what's crazy about that is if the Leafs continue to lead, he very likely plays less. Second period about to begin. Top line out there for the Leafs. Who's out there for the Panthers? Barkov, Verhaeghe, and Reinhart. So, Drew, this is what I was talking about before the game. The Leafs have last change here. They're intentionally putting Matthews up against Barkov. I mean, bit of a different situation, I guess, on account of the Leafs have a 2-goal lead, but I kind of think both coaches want this. Reinhart. He's picked off by Matthews. Matthews has had a good night defensively so far. Quiet offensively, obviously. Panthers are hitting everything that moves to start. Leafs chip it into the Panther zone. Here's Nyes. Lines up Seth Jones. Not much of a hit. Here comes Barkov. In on Morgan Riley. Dangles. Carlo. That goes behind the net. Riley. Up the ice. It's Pacioretty. Loses the puck, but Tavares gets it back. Can't get his pass across. He stays with it, though. Falls down. It's deep in the Panther zone. Tavares chasing Mikola. Pacioretty, thought about finishing his hit on Kulikov. It was a little late. Lusterinen. He's got Lindell and Marchand with him. Passes! Shot! Stop! Rebound! Pacioretty up the ice. Oh, he had Lawton. but he was picked off by Balinskis. Oh, I did say that, Drew. Morgan Riley's 3-1 goal set a new Leafs franchise record for goals by defensemen in the playoffs. Lawton is picked off after he picks the Panthers off. Lorentz to OEL, 2 former Panthers collaborating for the Leafs now. Yarncroke on Tkachuk. Yarncroke driving the net. Oh, and we're going to get a penalty, and I think it's going against Florida here. Less than 2 minutes into the second. Francois Labelle, I'm eating a Kit Kat. Kit Kat. Nice comment. I am jealous. Balinskis to the box. What happened here, you naughty boy? He gets his stick into the hands of Yarncroke as Yarncroke is pursuing the puck for a scoring chance in front of the Panthers' net. Drew said, I like Yarncroke grabbing the stick to sell it. If anyone on the Leafs gets a pass for holding the stick against the Panthers, it's Yarncroke. Real ones remember why. Leafs face off to start the power play. They win it. Marner on. That's stopped by the pad of Bob, and the Panthers clear it. The series-winning goal in 2023, Radko Gudas was clearly holding on to the stick of Calle Yarncroke as he tried to take the lane away from Nick Cousins. It's not called. Cousins scores the goal, and we all eat our slop. Nylander gains the zone, is picked off by Barkov. Tavares turns him around. Leafs will have to try it again. Marner in his own end. Marner. Matthews gains the zone. Over to Willie. Matthews behind the net. Nyes. Marner holds the zone. That's a good play. Feather pass to Tavares. Back to Marner. Panthers back into the neutral zone. Wonder if the Leafs go to the second unit here. Panthers, man, just building a fortress there at the blue line. Minute left in this power play. Leafs, that pass doesn't connect. Marner. Great pass to Domi. Domi to Patches. Patches. Domi. Tries to get it to McMahon. Marner. OEL has it in the neutral zone as Marner subs off. Patches. OEL. 40 seconds to go. That's still a lot of time, man. Let's go. Max Domi. You know what's better than a 3-1 lead? 4-1 lead as the Panthers clear it. 30 seconds to go here. Stoller's out of his net to play it way up the ice. Wow! Bullet to Riley. McMahon picked off. Wow, great play by Barkov. Goodness. And he's going to skate it away from McMahon over to Schmidt. Man, Panthers have just about killed this one off. Really, really strong penalty kill. What? Isn't a power play for the Leafs against NHL rules? Only sometimes. Power play is over. Not a great one. I think it was more a great kill than a bad power play, but Leafs power play has not been a strong point tonight. Tanev up the boards. Oh boy, picked off. Bennett and Tkachuk collide. Lorentz up the ice for Lawton. Turned around. Tkachuk finds it. Rodriguez with him. Bennett. Centers! Tanev clears the front. Lorentz gets it deep as the Leafs change. 15:30 to go in the second period here. Leafs lead 3-1. I'm Steve Dangle here on the STPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. Boquist behind the net for AJ Greer. Boquist to the point. Boquist on. That's blocked. Panthers hold the line. Great keep. Oh, big bouncing puck stopped by Stolers. Behind the net. Get after it, Pontus. He's second on it. Tied up behind. Oh, dear. Linesman fell to the ice. No, don't cheer for the linesman. The linesman didn't do anything wrong. AJ Greer digging. Leafs come out with it. OEL. Holmberg. Oh, he almost sprung Tavares for a break. Tavares shovels it on. The Panthers might have knocked it into their own net. The fans behind the net were trying to say they did. I don't know if they did. Timmy, as a Bees fan, I hope y'all beat the Panthers. Whoa! Don't collapse. We will try. Panthers are great at getting in their opponent's head. There's a penalty for interference. Who was that to? You think it's on Florida? I didn't see. So there's Tavares with the chance. Oh, it's on Holmberg. That's a stupid penalty, Pontus. He knocks. Oh, dude. That's a bad penalty, dude. You know, was that the horn of God? Was that the league horn that I just heard? I thought I heard it. I guess not. I know. It was my hopes. That was a delusion right there. Face off in the Leafs end. 14:42 to go in the second. Matthews wins that clean. Jake McCabe gets it out. Now, listen. Leafs can't give this game away here. Too many men on the power play. Then you give up a power play. Panthers score. Their only goal of the game. That's bad. This offensive zone penalty from Pontus Holmberg, that's bad. You're playing a great game. You can't let special teams screw it up and bad decisions. Verhaeghe shot. That's stopped by Stolar's rebound. Verhaeghe collects it. Matthew Tkachuk has it at the point. Down low to Verhaeghe. Passes out of reach. Tanev cleans him out. Marner up the ice. Go up the ice. That's out. Just out. Remember, second period, long change. Second period, bad time to take a penalty. Every time is a bad time to take a penalty, but yeah. Tanev. Ooh, can't get it out. Marner on Barkov. Barkov taken down by Tanev. Marner off the boards. Brilliant play. Yarncroke skating it out. Yarncroke. Little east-west action as his line mates change. It's behind the Panthers net now. 45 seconds to go in this power play. Alex Yu, mom spaghetti. There's vomit on the Panther sweater already. No, you screwed up the order. You screwed up the order. Oh, Leafs. Not able to clear it. Nate Schmidt to Marchand. To the point. Rodriguez, little give and go. Marchand shoots. That's blocked and sent wide. Leafs good sticks here. Marchand to the point. Oh, Panthers spreading them out pretty good. 12 seconds to go on this power play. Down low. Stolar stops it. Where's the rebound? Tkachuk. Down low. Leafs shovel it wide. Penalty is over. Nyes doesn't have a stick. And Stolar's is down. What happened? Oh, I'm sure it was an accident. I can't wait to watch the replay. He got kicked in the head, Drew. I'm sure it was an accident. The hardest part, the fans in the building saw it. The hardest part of the guessing the Leafs in 6 or 7 is coping with the fact that they have to lose 2 or 3 games. That's a funny comment. Yeah, nice. Bennett punches him in the head. Yep. That's what he did to Marchand. That's what he did to Marchand when Marchand was with the Bruins. Yep. The NHL is the weirdest league when it comes to picking and choosing who they're going to target. Nazem Kadri, we don't like that guy. We're going to target him. Brendan Gallagher, we don't like that guy. We're going to target him. Evander Kane, we don't like that guy. We're going to target him. Michael Bunting, we don't like that guy. We're going to target him. But oopsie after daisy after oopsie daisy follow Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett around for their entire careers. They don't see it. They don't see it. I'm sure he was just playing hard. And against Marchand, he was just playing hard. He's always just playing hard. He's a hard-nosed guy. I go golfing with him in the summer. Oh. If I was a ref and I heard some of the things that Tim Peel has said in his show and tweeted out, I'd be like, Tim, can you shut the That dude has given the game away. So many of these guys are exactly like the most cartoonish version of the "my team is getting jobbed" cope that you could throw into the hockey universe. The most cartoonish version of that. They are. They actually are. It's crazy. Do I think Stoller should be milking this? Yep. Look, they just showed the Bennett thing on Nyes again from 2023, and I'm mad all over again. Oh yeah, there's Bennett on the bench. There's another oopsie. Nyes, Marchand, Stollers. Man, that guy, poor Sam Bennett. Can we start a fund? Can we start a gift basket? This guy keeps accidentally punching people in the head, glove on. Yeah, elbows up. You're right, Drew. Elbows up. He's taking it a little too literally. What a joke. What a joke. Oh, you guys are awful. Nylander holds his own. Shot! That's blocked and out of play. Mikkola gives Nylander a little shot after the whistle. It's okay. Golf trip. Golf trip. Don't worry about it. I haven't been paying attention to the playoffs. How has my boy Marshy been for the Leafs so far? Who? I'm confused. Stoley is going to kill him. Ask Greg. Spotter will take him out for that. Leafs, face off. It's one back to the point. McCabe, Tanev, on, tipped, scores! Slam that one into the ice, baby! Matthew friggin' Nyes! That boy is a man now! Attaboy, Sam! Get a good view of that one from the bench. Attaboy, Sam! 4-1 Leafs! Punch our goalie in the head. We punch your goalie on the scoreboard. You know what? That wasn't even nice. One hopper. Oh, I think that might have just touched Nye's stick. Tanev put it on. It might have. It was such a knuckler. It's impossible to tell if it was redirected. But whether it's Tanev's or it's Nyes, I don't care. 4-1 Leaf lead here in the second. Panthers hold the zone. It's into the corner. Drew saying he thinks it's Tanev's goal. Benoit. Holmberg. Domi. Cross ice. Oh, just off the stick of McMahon, who takes it off of Benoit, or at very least makes his life difficult. Rodriguez goes down. So easy. They don't call it. OEL looked to the sky like he was getting called. McMahon bursts up the right wing, drives the middle, loses the puck. Thank you to Canadian Girl 83 and West Richard for 5 SDPN memberships each. Tanev's first of the playoffs, they say. All right. I'll never get used to Marchand in a Florida jersey. No, me neither. It's weird. Could it be the Daily effect? Nah, not in this NHL. Hey, that's a Hockey Hall of Famer you're talking about. How dare you? Yarncroak dumps it. By the way, Jake McCabe is back in the game. He left the first period like a minute early. Leafs not able to hold it in the Panthers zone. Here comes AJ Greer with a little speed. On, that's wide. AJ Greer behind the net. Oh, Stoller's good stick. Marchand hit by McCabe. Greer hits McCabe. A lot of rough stuff here. Yarncroak gains center. Dumps it as the Leafs change. 10:20 to go in the second period. Scores 4-1 Leafs. It's 4-gun. It's 4-1. Oh, God, it's 4-1. Oh, enough with that. Every time it's 4-1. It's the most dangerous lead, though. No, it isn't. Panthers try to center it. Doesn't work. Goes into the corner. 10 minutes to go in the second period. Pacioretty finds Tavares. Finds Willie. Willie stops up, sends it deep for Patches, who's behind the net. Tavares behind the net. No one's in front, though. Now Patches is. Tavares taken down, and the Panthers are going to take a penalty, and that's Barkov. That's Barkov going to the box right now. 9:46 to go in the second, probably for the hook. You got to bury on this one. You got to make a point here. Yeah, Paul Maurice is going to chew these refs out in postgame for what? He did this after game 1 last year. Or sorry, not last year. Paul Maurice complained about the officiating. Remember this? The 5-1 or whatever it was. He was complaining and whining about the officiating 2023. Anyone remember what happened? They won. Like, oh, prison rules Paul, baby. Prison rules Paul. Prison rules Florida is coming out soon. I agree, Drew. One gorilla versus Bennett and Marchand, says Dr. Greg O'Neill. The gorilla. Wait, do they get to wear equipment? The gorilla. Flames 6671. Is this where the Brady's better chant starts? Brady's better would be a crazy chant for Toronto to break out. Don't. That tickled me right in the that's so silly. That's funny. That's very funny. Your therapy is working great if 4-1 isn't freaking you out. Good job, Steve's therapist. Hell yeah. Whoop-dee. I hope Canadians can send both. Oh, the Leafs. Sorry, I couldn't tell because it's a red logo. I hope the Leafs can send both Tkachuk bros golfing. God, that'd be nice. It's going to be a shame, though. They're going to be so lonely because the refs won't be done working yet. If Willie gets another 2 goals and gets into a fight, will Jesse call it a hat trick because the 4th goal is part of the Gordie Howe hat trick? No, he will not. He will find a way to make it difficult. So which prison would Paul be in charge of? Alcatraz. Nolan McDonald, if the Leafs score here or hold this lead into the third, we know what the Panthers are going to do for the rest of the game. Yeah, you think? Joseph Woll is coming into the game. Joseph Woll is coming into the game for the Leafs. They're up 4-1. Stolarz might just be milking it, but he's probably not. Hey, how'd that happen? You see Bennett rip through it too? Watch. Bang, and he rips through it. You're a piece of garbage, bud. There's just another oopsie. Just another oopsie for Sam. Horrible league. Miserable, sad sack, hunk of garbage league. So bad. James David Atkinson, I told you, the spotter. When I hope the lead holds, how much murder will be allowed in the third period? Yeah, like, we know what the Panthers are about. Barkov is 2 minutes for holding the stick. More like holding Tavares' arms. Leafs win the face-off, but lose the zone. Puck is, oh my God, it's stuck in the ref's, in the linesman's skates there. Marner has it, kicks it to himself. Marner licks the gorilla. Bennett suplex from behind. It could happen. Nylander offside. 9:27 to go in the second period. 1:41 to go in this power play. Stolarz, they're showing footage. Oh, he's like smiling. He's having a good time. I think the concussion spotter took him out. He looked fine. He was like joking around with Woll. They just showed footage of him. We haven't seen footage of him like getting the notification like, hey, you got to come off. Willie to JT through the neutral zone. JT doesn't get a lot of entries for this power play. Dumps it. Willie going after it. Willie hits it behind the net. JT gets it. He can't quite get it to Nyes, and Marner has to go get it. 1:17 to go in this power play as the Panthers change. Marner dumps it again. You don't see the Leafs power play do this a lot. Nyes comes up with it. There's a battle behind the Panthers net. Leafs aren't a big dump on the power play team. Nyes, he almost gets it to Matthews. Matthews to Nyes. Nyes to JT. JT to Domi. Marner Nice move. Into the feet of Lusterinen. Holds the line. Domi on. That's high and wide. Nice in front. Leafs. Matthews holds the line. Matthews. JT. Marner. 35 seconds to go in this power play. Marner down low. JT. Oh, he found Nyes. Stopped. Nice. They lose the zone. I don't even know who you throw out there now. There's 22 seconds to go in this power play. Can we do trivia where all the questions are players the Florida Panthers have injured or who that player injured? We can't do trivia that long. 10 seconds to go. Panthers stuff them at the blue line. They try to create a 2-on-1 here. Marchand has it. Good move from Marchand. And they give it away, but the penalty is killed. Pacioretty has McMahon with him, but they're outnumbered. Oh, to McMahon. He had his stick tied up. 7:35 to go in the second period. Joseph is on one because no one would punch a brick wall. I like that. I also wish Stolarz was still in this game. He was taken out by a concussion spotter because of a penalty that wasn't called. Welcome to the Panthers. Schmidt puts it on. That is in the corner. Barkov with it. Barkov. Balinskis. Thought he would have shot that. Fans on it. Maybe that's why he didn't shoot it. Verhaeghe. Domi, good job. They lose it. Verhaeghe again. It's behind the net. Rings all the way around. Leafs have been trapped out here for quite some time. Balinskis. This is bad. Shot. That's stopped by Woll. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the playoffs. Giuseppe. In front. Panthers don't connect there. Panthers have been in the O-zone for a minute here. Balinskis. I think I might have been wrong about the Pacioretty ice time thing. Domi following. Pacioretty. Balinskis. This is a long damn shift. Shot. Stop by Woll. Held on to by Woll. 6:14 to go in the second. This is the second time this playoffs that the Leafs player has been pulled by a concussion spotter with no penalty. That's a great point, Steven. Great point. No, Drew, I think you think the concussion spotter pulled Stolarz because he milked it? Maybe. I mean, Tuukka Rask took a pretty heavy hit a few years ago, I remember, and he wasn't pulled. You don't see a goalie get pulled by the spotter often. It's usually the goalie says to his coach, "Hey, I'm injured." Panthers hand pass, 6:03 to go in the second. The concussion spotter is better at his job than the refs. So imagine that. The NHL is like, "Okay, so we need someone who can just see the stuff that we can't see." And like, they're not on the ice. They watch from above and they're going to see things. Oh, that's a great idea. Should we do that with the refs? You're fired. Get out of my office. Stupid league. Genuinely stupid league. Stupid people. They have our sport hostage. It's the worst. Yarncroke wins that faceoff. Tanev to McCabe. The Leafs are up 4-1 and I'm saying this, so you know this is just how I feel. They're dumb guys. Lorentz tries to chop it deeper. Good footwork from Lorentz. Dumb guys. Here come the Panthers. That's interference, and the Panthers are going to get an odd man rush out of it. Here comes Bennett. Pass out of the reach of... There you go. Woll holds on to it. Sorry, that all happened very fast. I didn't articulate that very well. NASCAR fan. Just got my Dangle U2's doll in the mail the other day. I love it. Let's go, Caps. Hope for a Leafs-Caps conference final. That would be fun. Leafs up 4-1. I'm Steve Dangle. This is the SDPN YouTube channel. And this watch-along is brought to you by SportChek, your destination for all things playoff hockey. Hey, you like hockey? You like playoff hockey? Well, then let me remind you that SportChek is your destination to gear up for the playoffs. When I say it's your destination for the playoffs, well, what does that mean? dude, they have so much stuff. So much stuff. Well, I want this for the playoffs. I want that. SportChek has it, baby. And hey, if you're in Etobicoke or the Greater Toronto area, SportChek has opened a new concept store like you've never seen before in Etobicoke on North Queen Street. They had a grand opening on May 3rd and 4th weekend. Coach Chippy was there. Hockey Benders, Chris Boucher. I saw the clips. It was a lot of fun. Go check it out. SportChek, Etobicoke on North Queen Street. Tomorrow, we're going to be recording a brand new Steve Dangle podcast from the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Show up and say hi. It wasn't the spotter who pulled Stollers? Friedman tweeted that if it was the spotter, Wool would have been eligible for a warm-up, but he didn't get one because it wasn't. That's even worse. That's even worse. Oh, what a league. Nick Murphy sent 5 SDPN memberships. You beauty. So there's going to be supplemental, right? Right? Absolutely not. I'd be shocked. 60s goal song better be Wonderwall. Friendly reminder that Wool is also a really, really good goalie. Yeah, dude. I'm not worried about having Wool in there. James David Atkinson, second time Florida injured a Leaf goalie and had Wool come in. 2023, it was Sammy, and Wool had to come in. Governing body of, okay, I'll have to get to that in a moment. Draw in the Leaf zone. Panthers hold the Leaf zone. Carlo after it, battling with Lusterine, Lundell in there, Riley in there, Marchand in there, Holmberg in there. Leafs having a hell of a time getting out of their zone. Marchand throwing his body around. The Leafs get it out, but that'll be... Is it icing? It is not. Great dump. Nico Mikkola with 5:10 to go in the second in the Panthers zone. Easily one of the most fun names to say in the NHL. Easily. Not one of the most fun players to play. He's mean. But you can't be in a bad mood saying Nico Mikkola. Tavares to Willie. Shot! Stopped by the blocker of Bob and out of play. 4:50 to go in the second. Rohan, the governing body of the Australian Football League, gives the NHL a run for their money. Imagine the NHL suspended players for tripping and then only fine them for slew footing. That's the BS the AFL disciplinary panel is dishing out right now. I'm interested in the Aussie drama. I don't condone players hurting players on purpose, but if Ryan Reeves bowling balled through Bennett's knees, I'm not even finishing that. Here's a chant. Sideshow Bob. I like that. I don't mind Wool giving Stollers a break. No, I'm comfortable with Wool in there. I just don't want Stollers to be hurt. I also like a goalie coming in cold is not ideal, but there he is making a save right there. 4:40 to go in the second. That's a D-zone draw. I'm perfectly comfortable with Wool in net, but I don't want Stollers to be hurt. Someone just texted me. They're like, there's an elbows up joke you should make in the LFR. You'd be amazed how many associate producers I gain in the playoffs. Everyone's like, no, you got to say this. Face off. Matthews wins it back. Tanev. Marner. Oop, just off his stick. Where is it? To Matthews. Get it out. It's out. Matthews yeets it into the Panther zone. Seth Jones. Bodied by Matthew Nyes. Matthews. Oh, one-timer. That would have blown the roof off the place. Nyes bodying Seth Jones like he's a child. That is not the same kid the Panthers played 2 years ago. Shot from Forsling on. That's in the corner now. Tanev. Oh, patience. McKay, where's the puck? It's in the neutral zone. Matthews chips it into the glove of Bob, who gets the Bronx cheer from the Toronto crowd. 3:45 to go in the second. Here come the Panthers attacking 2-on-2. Puck taken off him. Domi didn't see where that puck was. He could have been first on that if he saw. Schmidt. Oh, great job. Bobbled. Blocked. McMahon with it again. Domi in the corner. Cycles it. Down low to Holmberg. Holmberg strong. Great job, Pontus. And the Panthers still can't get it out. They will now as the Leafs change. Nice beef. I agree, Greg. Here comes Sam Bennett. That's steered wide. Panthers with it at the blue line. That might have gone offside, and they call it offside. 2:55 to go in the second. Julger cards. One thing I have learned recently is how spoiled my favorite team, the Ducks, has been spoiled in terms of goaltending. I am rooting for a Leafs-Canes conference final to see Freddie and Stolars, both former Ducks goalies. That is right. Do you prefer going against Florida Marchand or Boston Marchand? Neither. Any tips or such I should know for going to the Gens game? Breathe. Gens are in the OHL final against the London Knights. I almost said Golden Knights. No icing there. It's in the Panthers' end. 2:45 to go in the second. Max Pacioretty ran over his man. Goodness gracious, that was Nico Sturm he hit. Here's Boquist to Sturm. Where is it? It's behind the Leafs net. Willie. Oh my gosh. Effortless hands. To Riley. Dumps it for Tavares. That's the second time this game Pacioretty's run someone right over. I think it was Barkov in the first. McCabe with it. Thought it was boarding on Nye. Sorry, Steve. Just trying to get you going. Almost a move there from Lorentz. Lawton tries to get it deep. Mikola being chased by Yarncroke. Reinhart behind the Leafs net. Hard, though. Hard around to Verhaeghe. Luckily, Yarncroke gets it. He dumps it. Will it be enough for icing? No, it will not. 1:45 to go in the second period here. Leafs lead 4-1 here in game one against the Panthers. In Toronto, home ice. It's helpful. Bob getting the Bronx cheer again. Leaf fans feeling it tonight. Up the ice. Oh, what a move. Taken off. Here's Lundell. Trying to turn defense into offense for Hagee. That one goes into the corner. Schmidt. Into the corner. Marner. Can't clear. That's Balinskis. Good job. Almost centers it in front of his own net. Marner. OEL. Oh, nice move to get it out. This might be icing. It's going to be icing. It's icing. Exactly a minute to go in the second period. 4-1 Leaf lead. Patch has got the... What emoji is that? Is that a yak? The horns? The buffalo? It looks like a yak. It looks like a scimitar horned oryx. Yo, Pacioretty rocked Nico Sturm. Props to Sturm, though. He bounced right back up. Face off in the Leaf zone. The Panthers win it. They shoot. That's behind the net now because it is blocked. Leafs have been very good at that in this postseason. Here's Mikola. That's blocked by Tanev. He's rubbing off on this team, I tell you. Lawton. Bennett. Kachuk behind the Leafs net. This is Lawton with Nyes and Marner. I'm not sure which of these guys were out for the icing. Might have been all of them. Panthers on. That is stopped. Tanev. What patience. Marner off the glass and out. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Matthews to Holmberg. Drives the net. Oh, he is absolutely rocked, but he took a hit to make a play. Who was that who hit him? That was Kulikov. Kachuk puts it into the corner to try to take out Riley, but it doesn't work. And the period is over. And Kachuk, when the horn goes, that's when his shift begins. And the ref takes him out of the play. Yo, Holmberg, huge props for getting right back up. He got that's the hardest hit of his career. Whoom! Oh, and he pops right back up. Swedish League MVP, playoff MVP, Pontus Holmberg. Holy crap, he got killed. Good clean hit. Yes, Drew. Yes, no complaints about that hit. No complaints about that hit. But oh my God. Leafs, 4-1 after 2. And a reminder, everybody, click on the link in the description because we are going to be doing trivia and there are prizes. Click the link in the description for the Spark app. That is where we're going to be doing trivia. And while we're there, because we're about to show you a clip, while you're preparing for the trivia, sign up for our second chance bracket challenge. You can still sign up. Did you get your butt kicked in the first round like I did? Well, on the Spark app, we're giving you a second chance at success. Click the link in the description. Drew, what is our clip? It is the series preview of Oilers Golden Knights. We're probably not going to get through the whole thing. We'll probably come back early to start trivia. Let me read a couple super chats before we go. I want to see Nyes legally run over Bennett. I will take that. And no lead is safe from a Blues fan. 1.6 seconds. Why? Let's look at that clip. And then when we come back, once again, click the link in the description. The Spark app, trivia, prizes.
This probably will be the most fun of the second round series.
Oh, fantastic stuff.
Edmonton and Vegas. And by the way, before we get into it, I want to mention that we have a second round, second chance bracket challenge with SDPN. If you were not one of the 8,000 plus people that got into the first one, which is for the whole playoffs, don't worry. We got a second chance for you. Actually, even if you were one of those people, you can still sign up for this too. There are prizes, and essentially all you have to do is worry about the second round. You know so much more now than you did going into the first round. So sign up. It's the link is in the description. Get in for the second chance, second round playoff bracket with Spark and SDPN. Now, let's start with goaltending in this. No question that Aiden Hill versus Calvin Pickard in any simulation.
Or Stuart Skinner.
Yeah,
Let's
but
be
Calvin
honest.
Pickard as of right now. Let's not talk about Stuart Skinner because he's not the starter.
Well, I'm talking about him because I think we'll see both.
Okay.
That's just how Edmonton is.
I think we know where we give the edge here.
The team with Ilya Samsonov.
Jesse.
No, I give it to Aiden.
Now, Aiden Hill didn't have the best series overall against the Minnesota Wild, but he turned it on when they needed it, which was in the final couple games. He had a lot better couple games then, but early on it was a little shaky.
Yeah, you had trouble shutting down the star power of the Minnesota Wild. Like the the top heavy was top heavy, and Vegas really struggled with that. And it kind of makes me look at this series, and makes me look at it like I thought the Oilers would lose to the Kings, which like I'm an idiot. Like what an idiot! I know. I'm getting heavily.
I know. We got
I'm
Oilers
an
fans
idiot.
over there.
I'm a
Got
total
an
idiot.
Oilers shirt on.
Hey, oh,
David shirt,
shirt
yeah.
on.
I was wrong. I was a fool. I took both teams from the Stanley Cup final last year and said they would lose in the first round, which sounds really stupid when you say it out loud. But it makes me look at Vegas, who is still such a good team, and I go, if you struggled that much with Minnesota's top guys, how the hell do you expect to shut down Edmonton?
No Matthias Ekholm for this round. We do think that he'll be back for the third round should the Oilers get that far. Jesse, Steve, I want to talk about the defense here because Matthias Ekholm is a huge part of what the Oilers defense could be, but they seem to be, despite the fact that they are bleeding goals, like there's not been a game where they've let less than 3 goals in.
Before you answer that, Steve, don't forget that Akira Schmid got into the first round matchup for the Vegas Golden Knights. Aiden Hill got pulled in one of those games. Hasn't been fantastic.
What happened to Sammy?
Akira Schmid was backing up.
Yeah.
He's made 9 of 9 saves.
There you go.
So
All right.
He's got a perfect record so far.
Wow,
this
that's
playoff.
How do the Oilers
perfect save
solve them?
percentage.
Yeah, anyways, you can talk about the D there.
So let's talk about the defense because obviously you got the goaltending give the edge to Vegas. Defense, you give the edge to Vegas. Braden McNabb, Shea Theodore, Nicholas Hague, Alex Pietrangelo, Noah Hannafin is on your third pair.
Yeah, and
with Zach Whitecloud. And then I'm going to compare and contrast that.
Sure.
Hang on.
Sure.
To Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard. That's wild that they're still doing
It's
it,
just-
but it worked in the second half of the series.
It's brutal in their own end, but yeah, they can score.
Jake Wallman and John Klingberg. Klingberg, who played like 10 total regular season games.
Completely wild. That's a pair in 2025.
Kulak and Emerson. And
Okay.
that's a good, solid third
fine.
pair. I don't have any issues with that. It's clear where we give the edge.
Vegas.
If the Oilers are going to stop Vegas on the defensive side of the puck with this core, what do they need to do?
So the Oilers use their speed. It's not just run and gun. They use their speed to back you up and then set up, and they're actually good at posting in front of the net, which is what makes the Boucher bomb so formidable. So the Golden Knights, different chess piece, I've done this before. The Golden Knights, I think, are content to protect the front of the net because they're confident in it. The problem is, I think that's baked into the Oilers' game plan. So they're going to use their speed, back you up, back you up, back you up. Remember that clip of Alex Pietrangelo from an outdoor game, and Nathan McKinnon's coming in on him, and he's mic'd up, and all you hear is him going, "Oh boy, that's going to be all series, buddy."
So, but I'm asking on the defensive side of the puck.
Well, this is what
How
I'm
are you
saying.
gonna, how are the Oilers going to back you off on when they're in their own zone?
Oh well, that's going to be difficult. But the Oilers are going.
I know I asked a different question than this
no.
answer elicited.
The Oilers are.
He's getting there.
They're going to be able to listen. They have their fire drills.
Yeah. Yep.
No team is able to completely flip the game on its head like them.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas could get 7 shots off, but if it doesn't end up in the back of the net, the next shot might end up in yours.
Right.
And the Oilers will use their speed and their pugnacity to accomplish that.
Jesse, your thoughts?
I actually think the Golden Knights defense struggled a lot early on in that series against the Minnesota Wild. Shea Theodore had a brutal game.
Welcome, my friends. We got trivia. Oh my God, are you kidding? The grand prize tonight, no one told me this, is a Florida Panthers jersey thanks to Fanatics. All right. John Acosta is going to be playing to win. I know that much. Hey, everyone else who participates, you will get 15% off at the SDPN shop, and that is a big deal because we got some great stuff on the SDPN shop. So, while we're waiting for you to join, do you remember me going, "Hey, was that like the horn, like the Sound of God horn?" I thought it was for a goal review. But Jake Allen on the broadcast, apart from saying Bennett was just doing his job, which is wrong, unless his job is intentionally injuring his opponents, which he does often. He said you can get pulled from a game by the spotter from the horn. Stolarz was throwing up, which is obviously a symptom of having a concussion. And these oopsies keep following Bennett around, and it's head trauma. It's always head trauma. Stupid league. Hey, he's just driving the net. The net looks a lot like the side of a guy's head, right? You ever go, "Oh, hey, Dave, how's the wife and kids?" "Oh, you're a net." Sorry, I'm a huge dumbass and didn't. Anyway. Yes, Drew. So, we're going to ask you 8 questions for this trivia. You got to get them right. Definitely helps. But, first of all, if you don't get them all right, it doesn't mean you're not going to win. Second, what matters is speed. So, it's not just getting the correct answer, but it's how fast you do it. Because, if you all had the same score, what fun would that be? So, it's about speed. You can scan the QR code on the screen. You can click the link in the description, but you should be in there by now. The grand prize is a Florida Panthers jersey. Hilarious. Pause for laughter. Courtesy of Fanatics, and 15% off at the SDPN shop. For the rest of you, Drew, shall we start as I try to open something up on my phone? There we go. Shall we start the trivia. No, I'm not yet. I'm not. Okay, now I'm ready. First round recap trivia. Here we go. Who won the Battle of Ontario? A, the Toronto Maple Leafs, B, the Ottawa Senators, C, the Montreal Canadiens, or D, Ontario's favorite team, the Vegas Golden Knights? And in the notes, Justin Fisher put 2 bullet points. Number 1, Toronto did. And he also put, pretty cool, huh? I agree. Who the hell said the Sens? Sens fan for sure. You couldn't bring yourself to do it. I understand. 99% of you got that right. Let's go on to number 2. Who led the NHL in goals in round 1 of the 2025 Stanley Cup Playoffs? A, Nathan MacKinnon, B, Mikko Rantanen, C, Kirill Kaprizov, D, Andrei Svechnikov. Just the answer is painful for producer Drew. It is Nathan MacKinnon, who in a 7-game series had 7 goals. Rantanen, Kaprizov, Boldy, and Svechnikov found themselves in a 4-way tie for second with 5 goals each. Wow, 60% of you guessed Rantanen. He did have 12 points. He was extremely good, but MacKinnon tickled the twine. Wow. Number 3. Who led all NHL defensemen in points in round 1? A, Evan Bouchard, B, Cale Makar, C, Cam Fowler, D, Neil Pionk. Ooh, I don't know the answer, so let me read it. No, Drew said it's definitely Bouchard. It is not. It is Cam Fowler led all defensemen. Another guy on a losing team. Only 24% of you got this. 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Oh, what a pickup. Number 4, the halfway mark. That's a really good one. Which goaltender had the best save percentage in round 1? A, Logan Thompson, B, Jordan Binnington, C, Jake Ottinger, D, Freddie Anderson. Oh, a little bit of a curveball at the end. I think the answer is I'm reading directly from the notes. Famously effective playoff performer Frederik Andersen leads the way with a 936. 36% of you got that, which is obviously less than half, but he was the most popular answer. Halfway point C is leading the way with 478 points. Adam is only 2 points behind Sebastian right there. This is tight. Want to go on to number 5? Let's go on to number 5. Who was the only team to maintain a perfect penalty kill in round 1? A, the Florida Panthers, B, the Toronto Maple Leafs, C, the Carolina Hurricanes, D, the Dallas Stars. I have my answer. No, I don't even know. Drew, who do we got? Who do we have? The Carolina Hurricanes. 65% of you got it right. They were shorthanded 15 times in round 1, but never gave up a power play goal to the Devils. These things just follow Sheldon Keefe around. That's very annoying if you're him. Number 6. Who had the best plus-minus rating in round 1? A, Jacob Chychrun, B, Radek Faksa, C, Jake Woolman, D, Philip Broberg. 2 Blues to throw you off the scent, eh? Who do we got? Philip Broberg led round 1 with +9. There's another guy who's not making it to the second round. Editor's note. Do you think the Oilers could use a guy like that? 25% of you got that. C, maintaining first place. Number 7. Which team took the most penalties in round 1? A, the Ottawa Senators, B, the Winnipeg Jets, C, the Tampa Bay Lightning, D, the Florida Panthers. I don't even know the answer to this one. The answer is the Winnipeg Jets were the most penalized team in round 1. 46 penalties taken for 180 total penalty minutes, 35 minors, 11 misconducts, no majors. 23% of you got it. Last one. C has dropped into 4th. Justin Fisher is 3rd. Justin, please get the last one wrong. Which goaltender gave up the most goals in round one? A. Connor Hellebuck. B. Darcy Kemper. C. Mackenzie Blackwood. D. Linus Ullmark. That's crazy that you're not first, though. The answer, Connor Hellebuck gave up 26 goals in 7 starts against St. Louis. Eric Comrie, Winnipeg's backup, saw the ice in 3 separate games. Hellebuck, 62%. You got that. And the correct answer is Steven, or the winner is Steven, the only player to eclipse 900 points, 919. You are the winner of a Florida Panthers jersey, courtesy of Fanatics. The rest of you get 15% off. I said 15% off at the SDPN shop. Thank you for playing the Spark app. And now we're back to our regular programming. Steve Dangle said, sorry, I said Sens. Let's go free membership. GG from a Sens fan. If the AFL, Aussie Football League, handed out penalties for the NHL, that elbow on Stoli would have gotten Bennett 5 years in a Balinese prison. Is that, if someone is from Bali, they're called Balinese? As an Italian, I have a hard time believing it's Bolognese. There's no way that's right. There's no way, right? Can the league review the hit by Bennett on the goalie after the game? Of course they can. That's the whole... It's Bolognese? I'm shocked. That's the whole point of the Department of Player Safety. After 40 minutes, I got to say this might be the best Leaf game we've seen in the Matthews era. It's after 40 minutes. Give it time, but pretty damn good. Steve, from a Panthers fan, if the Leafs get past the Cats, I genuinely hope you make it to the Cup final. I like the Leafs, but gotta hate your fans. Big fan of the pod. Yeah, more like Connor Hellefrod from Jesse Blake. Leafs are playing a well-disciplined game, hitting legally, although with the East, it doesn't really matter. Drew disagrees on one of the top hits. Alvar title, elbows up, bodies down. So Stolars does not return to the game. It is Joseph Wolf in the third period. You 672. I didn't get that. Oh man, yeah, you followed pretty far behind the pack. Stolars' brain got turned into egg. And it's sick. Boo. Boo. About to drop the puck for the third period. Can you hear me? Okay. Setting. Nope. There you go. Hey. Hit behind the Leafs net. 4-1 Leafs lead. Start this third period. But as we've seen in Game 7, have Stars. Sorry, Drew. As we saw in Game 7, lose Jets. But it's a lead now. May not be a lead later. A lot of time. Up the ice, JT. Spin move in the neutral zone. Beats Riley. Riley to Patrick. Riley! Roofs it high. Nylander with a spin move. Going after Kulikov. Panthers hit it back into their own end. Morris. Leafs changing. That's okay. In the neutral zone with it. Riley. Gain center. Dumps it. Yarncroke is going to chase after it. Please help me. I am under. Oh, hi, Hazy. I know that meme. Stoli is not returning to the game. Still under evaluation. Lawton in front. Panthers. Uh-oh. Here they come. Lindell. He has Marchand. Lindell in front. And they score. Lusterinen, less than 2 minutes into the third. It is a 2-goal Leaf lead now, down from 3. This is a really underrated line for the Panthers. You got to put respect on them. Oh boy. Like what's the D doing there? Bennett went for his hit. Where's his partner? Why is Lawton the only one back? Oh, what a mess. Good goal from the Panthers. What a mess. Dennis Hildeby is on the bench for the Leafs. What on earth is happening? 18-21 still to go in this game. The Leafs have a 4-2 lead, but it was 4-1. Are they reviewing this thing? Bit of a delay here. They're not challenging it. Puck is dropped. Fourth line out there for both teams. Carlo chips it in. McMahon is going after it. McMahon. Oh, yeah, Domi. Shot from Riley. High and wide. Good job from McMahon, who's getting honestly better as these playoffs go. Second of the playoffs for Luostarinen. That line had a lot of points in the series against Tampa. And they start this series off right. Domi. Powering past Nate Schmidt. Leaves it for McMahon. McMahon in front. Holmberg is there. McMahon goes down. Still battling for it. Here come the Panthers. And it's a 3-on-2. Shot. It's in the slot. Where is it? Airmailed. Seth Jones gets it in his own end. 17:25 to go in the third. I missed 17:38 again. Panthers fortuitous bounce. Wool with the save. Oh, didn't like that at all. Matthews up the boards for Marner. Nice pass to Nyes, who goes one-on-one with Jones. Oh, he almost set up Marner. It's in the neutral zone. Panthers dump it. OEL out there with Benoit. First shift since they were on the ice for that goal. And it's about to turn into another fire drill if they don't get it under control. Nyes helps him out. He gets it down the ice, but this is going to be icing. 16:41 to go in the third. As a residential Aussie from Perth, Bali is like our second home. If Stolarz was vomiting, he's definitely not coming back. Yeah. Yeah. I thought Akhtimov was the backup. He was until the Marlies got eliminated. Now it's Hildeby. Panthers have it in the Leaf zone, but they lose it. They send it all the way down. The Leafs are going to get some fresh legs as Kulikov collects it behind his own net. Can this clock speed up or what? Here comes Bennett. Drops it for Tkachuk. Shot! That was deflected. Stopped by Wool. Carlo, get it out. Get it out. He does. So Pacioretty still out there with Tavares and Nylander. Leafs cannot collapse like into a shell. I don't think it works against Florida. Almost 6,000 in here. 3,200 likes. That doesn't add up. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Panthers dump it. Wool out of his net to play it. Didn't get it. Panthers. Lundell shot. Whoa, off the side of the net. This line again. I'm telling you, Schmidt. Here's the Panthers shot. They score. Balinskis. And now the Panthers are within one. Figure this line out now. Right now. They're running you over. There's over 15 minutes to go in this game, and now you only have a 1-goal lead. They had 2 scoring chances there, and they buried one. Figure out this line now. And that's the Tanev McCabe pair out there, but it's the forwards who let them down. Jeez, that's a good line out there for you. That's the Lawton, Lorentz, and Yarncroke line, and the Leafs have taken a timeout with 15:30 to go in the third. I want the Leafs to win beginning, middle, end. But what I won't be able to stomach is the Wool narrative. If the Leafs blow this, it's going to be exhausting. Reminder, it was 4-1. Yeah, reminder, it was Stollers. How about that? Now it's a 2-goal game. Maybe the Cats will play more safely to not get a penalty. Wait, they didn't get a penalty for injuring Stollers. No, they didn't. The Toronto Maple Leafs, unless they suffer a colossal collapse, are going to eliminate the Boston Bruins. That is Jack Edwards. Leafs win the faceoff at center ice. It's Belinska's first of the playoffs. Schmidt's first assist, which is hilarious because he had 3 goals. Here come the Panthers again. Shot is blocked. Matthews can't get it out. That's out of play. 15:05 to go in the third. Leafs now up just 1. Here, look at all the people in the chat all of a sudden. What happened over the last few minutes that made you watch? Hey, listen, you sick freaks. Listen, you sickos who came here just to watch me be mad. Click like. It takes a second. It's free. That's all I ask of you. And then you can num. Just munch away on my anxiety, all right? Click like. We're at 3,500. That's bullcrap. You just got here. Click like. Look at how it shoots up by hundreds and hundreds. That went up by 1,000. Tavares. Oh, no! And a penalty coming. Who's this against, though? Bennett? Is this what Bennett gets a call for? Daniel Reynolds, thank you, by the way. And it's Sam Bennett, who's going to be going to the box for Florida. Gets into the hands of Tavares, who has now drawn 2 calls tonight. But those are honest calls. They got into his hands. Drew's saying they probably don't call that if Tkachuk doesn't get that puck. Yeah, it matters though, right? Yeah, they wait to see if possession changes. I don't think you're wrong. Leafs power play, and it's a big one. 0 for 3 tonight. Like, I'm not in love with the officiating tonight. You've had 3 chances. You took an offensive zone penalty. What was the other one? Too many men. Marner. That's out of play. Minute 56 to go in this power play. Click like, click sub. Third period comebacks here to stay. I'll admit, as a Florida fan, they've played horribly tonight and don't deserve to win. I also feel horrible for Stollers. Time for some Mitchie dad magic. That would be cool. 14:54 to go in this game. Leafs with a big chance to get their 2-goal lead back here. Matthews, Willie. Aggressive is the Panthers' penalty kill. And they clear it. My voice is in this sweet spot where I know it's going to be garbage tomorrow, but it sounds sexy as hell right now. Doesn't it? It's all gravelly. Lusterine good play. Leafs get it back. This penalty is a quarter killed. William Nylander through the neutral zone to Nyes. Nyes flicks it in. Willie, Nyes digging it. Nyes to Marner, to Willie, to Marner, to Willie. Willie. Tavares, Willie. Marner, Willie, Matthews, Marner. What are you doing, boys? Tavares is stopped by Bob. Good chance there. Matthews just holds the line. Matthews, Nylander, new formation here. Matthews up high. Nylander shot is wide, or blocked wide, rather. Marner, Matthews. Matthews and Marner have switched. Marner. Tavares gets it around to Marner. To Nyes behind the net. Willie. Marner. 30 seconds to go in this penalty. Leafs top unit's been out there the whole time. Willie. Nice. In front. Bob doesn't have a stick. And the Panthers clear. Panthers penalty kill has been excellent tonight. 12 seconds to go in this power play. I came to see Leafs Steve's heart rate go through the roof. Here it is. Here comes Domi. Domi out there with Pacioretty and McMahon. They scored the clinching goal against the Sens. Bennett's out of the box. Not great. Reinhardt. Oh, in the slot for Bennett. Bennett, stopped by Wool. Bennett still has it. Mikkola. Oh, it's not in. Oh, my God, guys. Panthers, Mikkola on. Where is it? That's wide. Boys, holy smokes, man. Figure it out. It's behind the net. Barkov battling. Oh, Barkov on. Stopped. It's in the corner, McMahon. Just get it out. 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 Get it down. Good job, Max. Pacioretty's been out there. Pacioretty and Domi have been out there for a few fire drills. Whew. Wool out of his net to play it. Oh, God. Panthers intercept. Schmidt. Oh, high and wide. The Leafs are holding on for dear life. The Panthers are going to tie this thing. Marchand into the glove of Wool. 11:36 to go in the third. Nathan Novak. To be fair, Stoller's carried this team this far. Without him, they fall apart as they can't be careless on the puck, i.e. Nylander cheating at the blue line. This is why I need the Leafs to win. I can't stomach the narrative, dude. I don't know how often I scream, shoot the puck. I'm scared, Steve. Bro, so am I. You're not special. Steve Dangle here, the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek. Hey, you like playoff hockey? Well, SportChek's your playoff hockey destination. I'm so scared. Let me remind you, SportChek is your destination to gear up for playoff season. I think I said that. And hey, if you're in Etobicoke or the Greater Toronto area, SportChek has opened a new concept store like you've never seen before in Etobicoke on North Queen Street. They hosted a grand opening weekend. It was very fun. Hope you saw some of the pictures posted. Chris Boucher was there, Coach Chippy, Hockey Benders. And tomorrow, come see us just around noon, a little before noon, at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square on the second floor, because we are going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast. What are we going to be talking about? I don't know. Go Sharks grow, or Go Sharks go. The truth is teal. I like that better than the future is teal. You should pitch that. Bro, where is the heart rate meter? Retired. We don't need it. Here, where's the top of the screen? There. That's where it is. Oh, I'm gonna barf. I'm gonna barf. 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 Hey, gonna barf. 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 Hey, make that into a beat. That was a hell of a shot from Balinskis. Same ref, Skillett or Rooney, as the game. Bennett gave Nyes a concussion. There was no call as well. Thank you, Jana. I believe it. How would you have felt if Boston got the number one pick? Bad. Face off in the Leaf zone. Scrummed. Panthers come up with it. Can't shovel it in front. They do now. Goes across. Nylander. First on the puck. This might be a 2-on-1. Willie's got Patches with him. Riley. Oh, he just misses the stick of Pacioretty. Willie to Riley. Riley on. That's wide. Patches tries to find JT. Doesn't work. JT's behind the net. 11-11. Make a wish. Left in the third. Whoa! Two bodies connect. Lusterinen and Pacioretty. They both go down. Riley. Behind the net for Tavares. Stapled. Leafs hold the zone. Marner, feathers it onto Bobrovsky. Marner again keeping it alive a little bit. Matthews keeping it alive. Shoots! Oh, he almost beats Bob. Almost isn't good enough. Bennett pinches again. Oh, Sam. Did I say Bennett? Benoit. Leaf Fan, the musical. Oh my God. Like, tell me about it. Steve, we already had Stoller's barfing, not you too. Barkov with it to Reinhardt in the neutral zone. Reinhardt, that goes out of bounds. It went off a stick. Little over 10 minutes to go in the third. Bad night for the emetophobia. Please don't lose. I don't know what that phobia is, but it feels like I probably have it right now. 10:06 to go in the third. Face off just outside the leave zone. Panthers win it and dump it. McCabe around to Tanev, who's hit and taken down. Yarncroke makes sure it leaves the zone. His helmet comes off. And they're going to blow this dead, so there must be a penalty coming to the Panthers. Is this a Leafs power play? Or is it both? Nico Mikkola, penalty for roughing. That is a dumb call to take. He hits Yarncroke. Paul Maurice is going to lose it. And, bro, you're what, 0 for 4? 0 for 4? You have to score here. You have to score here. I thought the Leafs got some good looks. I like the new look with Matthews there at the point. Oh, baby. Watch along here on the SDPN YouTube channel. I'm Steve Dangle. This is brought to you by SportChek. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Why are the Leafs skating and passing at half speed on the power play? It's probably a double speed, and we're all just nauseous. From a Habs fan, hope you get to live a magical, romantic, long playoff run, buddy. Wow. Thank you. What if Florida ties it with 1.8 seconds left? What if you didn't? Steve, remember, breathe. You said, Steve, remember, breath. Chat, remember to smash like. There's over 8,000 of you here. The like should be over 5,000. Drew said it looked like the patch already hit. Yeah, but the helmet, though. I'm a Habs fan, but screw Sam Bennett and the Panthers. That's fair. He Bennetted his head into the bench boards. What the hell? Don't lose this game. Any man who can eat mustard on a cupcake won't barf. Game is rigged. Refs doing Bettman's work. Silence averted. SDP VIP ad free. If the league is rigged in favor of the Leafs, the NHL is really bad at it. Leafs win the draw. Nylander finds Marner. Nylander! Oh! Almost. Leafs can't hold the line. It's pool cued down the ice. Brian sent 5 SDPN memberships. Appreciate that. Emetophobia is fear of vomiting. Bad night for it. Oh, okay. Well, I won't be doing that. Matthews. Nylander. Marner. Nylander. Nylander can't center it. Oh, shot! Rebound! Oh, Riley! Shot! Riley? Panthers clear it. Leafs getting creative here. Marner with it. Yeah, Riley's out there. No knives. Tavares. Offside. Drew's got Paul Maurice next to me. Hey, Paul. I just want to hear Steve say Benoit balls. There you go. Bennett sleeps with the lights on. Dirty dog. What? Isles win #1 pick, but can't have nice things. Tavares going to win the cup now. Congrats, Steve. You stop it. Domi out there with McMahon, Nyes. Who are the D? Riley and OEL. with just under a minute to go in this power play. You've got to convert here. Like, officiating hasn't been great, but like, you've had 5 power plays. You got to score. Domi shoots. Stopped by Bob. 8:37 to go in the third. 45 seconds to go in this power play. Like, yeah, the hit on Stolarz should have been called. There was another one. I forget. I'll remember after the game. But like, dude, this is your 5th chance to score in the power play here. You have to score. Can I get a happy birthday? Happy birthday. Tavares, it's the top unit again. 45 seconds to go here. Marner comes up with it. Marner stapled to the board, stays on his feet. Oh! Jones loses it. Nylander. Oh! I think that might have hit the post. Tavares was knocked down. Puck wasn't anywhere near him. $8:23 to go in the third. 31 seconds to go in this power play. Man, that was a risky play from Jones, and it almost cost the Panthers dearly. Jeez, Tavares, that was such a dangerous position. You're just sitting with your back facing a slap shot, hoping it doesn't ding you in the back of the head or neck. Marner cleans out Forsling. In front for Tavares. Willie. That was a weird shot. Only got a piece of it. Marner, puck taken off him by Marchand. Panthers clear it. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Just over 8 minutes to go in this game. Come on, boys. 10 seconds. Riley. Neutral zone. Come on, boys. Riley. On. Nope, blocked. Riley down low. Penalty is over. Lawton. 3 shots. It was a good power play. Man. Yarncroke. Where is it? Lorentz. Oh, good tap there by Bob. Barkov. Can't get it to Verhaeghe. Get after it, Lorentz. He does. Leaves it for McCabe. Oh, nice move. Gets it ahead. That won't be icing. Bob out of his net to play at 7:20 to go in the third. Leafs holding on to a 1-goal lead here in game 1. Shot attempts 56-50 in favor of the Panthers. Shots 26-21 for the Leafs. None of that matters. All that matters is who is up at the end of the game. Digging in the Leafs corner is Benoit. Kachuk gets it to the point. Domi gets it out. He's got McMahon with him. Domi robbed by the glove of Bobrovsky. What a chance for the dynamic duo of McMahon and Domi. Oh, at very least, that'll be an ozone draw. 6:50 to go in the third. Domi had a big hit on Matthew Tkachuk. That's what started the whole thing off. Oh, the roof would have blown off the place. McMahon, great pass to Domi. That's not even a bad shot from Domi. Just a good glove from Bob. 4 shots from Domi. 6:50 to go in the third. Ozone draw. Tavares out there with Nylander and Pacioretty. They're kicking Tavares out of the draw. Nylander's going to take it instead. Nylander wins it. Tavares collects it in his feet, but the Panthers have it now. Marchand, Seth Jones. It's at the side of the net. Riley gets it out. This will be ice, easy ice. I'm not sure what the plan was there. 6:28 to go in the third. Not really sure what the plan was there. $8,300 people here, and I know exactly why you're here. So click like, you son of a gun. 4,600 of you, that's unacceptable. Get us over 5,000. Face off in the Leaf zone. Tavares to take the draw. Leafs come up with it. Leafs get out. Nylander skating after it. Bob has to play it, And he makes a nice play. 6:15 to go in the third now. Panthers! Oh! Reinhart falls down hard. Wool was hit. Marner gets it to Nyes. Breakaway. Matthew Nyes scores! Matthew Nyes on the backhand from the breakaway with exactly 6 minutes to go in the third. Maple Leaf Square bumping. The chat bumping. The fists bumping. The Leafs regain a 2-goal lead here as they put 5 past Sergei Bobrovsky here in game 1. Marner, I was wondering why he was skating at like half speed, but he gets it to Nyes. It's beautiful, and what a move. Chicken jockey indeed. My boy Matty Nyes. Wes Richard gifting 5 STPN memberships. Leafs lead 5-3. Exactly 6 minutes to go in the third. Puck is dropped. Holy Toledo. That is a massive goal. Justin Fisher, whoa, gifting 20 STPN memberships. Thank you. That is Nyes' 4th of the playoffs. Panthers get it in deep. Marner with his 8th assist of the playoffs. Where's the puck? This puck out of play. 5:39 to go in the third. Oh. Gun to the earth. Breakaway. I'm taking Matty Nyes. Nyes loves his Florida teams. Nyes beats the Pine Cones clean. I don't know. Pine Cones? Drew? Do you? Winning, losing, or collapsing. I'll be here with you, Steve. You're a nice guy. Let's go. We're almost at 9,000 people in the chat. Get us to 5,000 likes. Hey, this watch along is brought to you by SportChek. If you like playoff hockey, if you like the playoffs, playoff action, SportChek is your destination for all things playoffs. If you're in Etobicoke, I know a lot of you are, there's a brand new concept store, a SportChek concept store in Etobicoke on North Queen Street. Please check that out. They had a grand opening weekend this past weekend. Everybody was there. Celebrities galore. Coach Chippy, Chris Boucher. But tomorrow, Maple Leaf Square, buddy. Maple Leaf Square, oh baby. The SportChek in Maple Leaf Square up on the second floor. If you come around noon, a little bit before noon, guess who you're going to see? You're going to see me. My name's Steve Dangle. You're going to see Adam Wild. His name's Adam. You're going to see Jesse Blake. His name's Jesse. We're going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast. If you want to drop in for a few minutes, you can. If you want to just wave at us for a sec, you can. If you want to stay the whole time, you can. SportChek and Maple Leaf Square. How much does Nyes offer sheet going to be? You shut up, demon. Paul L. I used to like Brad Boys, but I friggin' love Matthew Nyes. Is that 100 Nyes versus 1 gorilla? Matthew Nyes wins. Revenge of the Nyes. Can you believe your Nyes? That's a good one. Listen, game's not over. 5:39 to go in the third. Shut her down. You got to do a little better than you did at the beginning of this period. Sign this kid now. Tree's number one thing to do. Becoming increasingly the case. 5:39 to go. Face off in the Leaf zone. Both number one lines out there. Reinhart wins that face off clean to Jones. Forsling on. That hits a bunch of bodies. On again. That doesn't go anywhere near the net. Jones. That goes wide. Panthers just peppering, but nothing connecting. Panthers behind the net. Oh, McCabe smushing. Matthews gets the puck. Marner, just chip it, just feather it off the boards. That's down the ice. That shouldn't be icing. Oh, they call it icing. That's poo. 5:08 to go in the third. I don't know about that. Throwing down a downright fierce Hadouken for that one from the land of the Solar Bears, who are also in the playoffs. Please re-sign Matty the Nyes. Time to buy a Nyes jersey, Nyes goal. Better than running over Bennett. Matthews has to beat Bennett in this draw. Bennett's had a nightmare night in the faceoff dot. Leafs come up with it. Did I read that right? Bennett is now 1 for 9. Leafs 6 points tonight from defensemen. What universe? Has that happened all season? Under 5 minutes to go, 4:50 to go, in fact. Evan Rodriguez gains the zone. Real good player, Stanley Cup champion. You could say that about most of this roster. Even some of the new guys are Stanley Cup champions from other teams, like Nico Sturm. And, Brad Marchand. Happened a long time ago, but Brad Marchand. Nylander clears the zone. Tavares chasing Nate Schmidt. Panthers dump it right on to Wool. Passes it to Riley into the neutral zone. Oh no, it goes right. Oh, that's awesome. Instead of it being icing, it goes right onto Bobrovsky. Lawton forces him to cover it up. 4:14 to go in the third. This will be an offensive zone draw for Toronto. Really fortuitous there. Remember when Dubas wanted to trade Nyes? I know it would have been for Brandon Hagel. Nyes looks good. Holy. It would have been Hagel and Fleury. But keep in mind, it wouldn't have been now Hagel. It would have been then Hagel. No need to worry. Panthers in 6. Oh. This game's not over, bud. 4:14 to go. Lawton looked like he intentionally threw that behind the Panthers net. Is this icing? It is icing against the Florida Panthers. 4:07 to go in the third. Just bleed that time away. Bleed it away. You were 4 minutes and 7 seconds away from tying the amount of wins you had against Florida in 2023. Block shots, 22-10 for the Leafs. Wait, why is Wool in net? I stepped out for 30 minutes. Sam Bennett gave Anthony Stolarz a concussion so bad that he threw up. Austin Matthews out there for the draw. Marner helps come up with it. Matthews behind the net. Puck is a little out of his reach. Nyes and Beliscus battling. The Panthers will get out of their own end. They dump it just a little bit. Tanev nearly misplayed the puck. Made me nervous. I didn't like it. Tanev gets it out. I don't think this is icing. Bob out of his net to play it. 3:40 to go in the third. Keep your eyes on Sergei Bobrovsky. Forsling up the ice. Here come the Panthers. They got some ice here. Shot. Wool stops it. It's in the corner. Marchand. Shot. Stop by Wool. Marchand. He's been good. On. Stop by Wool. Lawton. Airmails it out. Gives it to Kulikov. 3:15 to go. Yeah, the adrenaline. You ever get ticklish from the adrenaline? That's what it feels like. My lungs are itchy. Okay. Leafs get it out. 2:55 to go in the third. Seth Jones with it behind his own net. Here comes Verhaeghe. Stopped by Wool. It's into the corner. Good job by Matthews. Net is empty. Nice. Shovels it deep. You didn't have a good shot. 2:35 to go in the third. Here come the Panthers. Blockered away by Wool. Good job steering things into the corner. 2:22 to go in the third. Kachuk across. Great stick from Carlo. Verhaeghe. That's blocked. Get it out. Leafs get it out. Where's the puck? It's at the point. Seth Jones. 2:05 to go. Reinhart. Shot. That's in the corner. Carlo, good job. Carlo's been a beast. Tavares. Oh, no, it's in front. They score. Sam Bennett roofs it. Of course. 1:53 to go in the third. The Panthers make it a one-goal game again. Oh, baby. I swear to God, if you're here just for my misery and you don't click like, you're a bad person. Please click like. Oh, it hits Carlo. Steve, why don't you shut up sometimes? Oh, it might not have been Carlo. It might have been Willie. It's Carlo. Oh, my God. Timeout, Florida. 1:55 to go in the third. Yeah, Drew. That Nyes goal is even bigger now. Yeah, it is currently the go-ahead goal. You could say that, Drew. Oh, man. Is the goal that gives you the lead big? No, I'm just being a jerk. That's my anxiety talking. Jack Salvador, welcome to SDP VIP ad free. Does anyone else irrationally love any Costco products? We need a boost. Yeah. Speedy V, can you get in here? 9,200 people in here. Click like, you sickos. Minute 55 to go in the third. Oh my God, I thought they were going to commercial. I was like, that's sick. That's twisted. Cuthbert reminding everyone what the Jets did last night. Yo, shut up. Leafs win the faceoff at center ice. That's huge. Bleeding time off the clock here. They get it deep. Bobrovsky out of his net. Matthews hits Barkov to the ice. Here come the Panthers, though. Pass a little off target. 1:35 to go in the third. Bennett to the point. Pass off target. 1:25. Down low. Net is empty. Wool covers it. Oh, my God. After this game, I'm going to Google hypertension. 9,500 people in here. Click like. 1:20 to go in this game. Hopefully. 1:20 to go in the third. Face off in the Leaf zone. It's Barkov versus Tavares. Oh, don't get kicked out, JT. Don't get kicked out, Barkov. JT wins it. Big win. Stapled in the corner. Panthers come up with it. Where is it? It's around for Reinhart. The fans are standing. I could hardly see. Matthews to Marner, and he feathers it into center ice. 1:05 to go in the third. Gosh, that's far too much time. Minute to go in the third. Oh, Matthews intercepts, misses the net. 50 seconds to go in the third. Panthers gain the zone. Tanev, Marner, Matthews, chops at it. Kachuk, blocked. Get it out. They do. It's in the neutral zone. 35 seconds to go in the third. 30 seconds to go in the third. Leafs, they're saying no icing. Why? Bennett and Benoit digging at it. Tavares can't get it out. 20 seconds on. Blocked. That was Marner. 15 seconds. Marner. Get it out. Off the boards. It's in the neutral zone. 7. Florida, you're offside. They're offside. Leafs run out the clock. And the Panthers trying to get their pound of flesh after the horn. But the horn bleeds blue tonight. The Leafs take game 1. We're not going to mention how. 5-4 on home ice, which they earned. Joseph Woll bent but did not break in the absence of Anthony Stolarz. And he will be the goalie of record, I believe. The Leafs now lead this second round series against the Florida Panthers 1-0. How do you feel right now? Nervous? You didn't like how they got there? I get it. You're going to give your head a shake, go to the bathroom, get a beer, get a sandwich, do whatever you got to do. Tomorrow, you're going to wake up, and the Leafs are going to be up 1-0 in this series. Doesn't matter how they got it done. They got it done. Wes Richard, 10 SDPN memberships, and Heather, 10 SDPN memberships. Thank you, thank you. I'm trying to get to every, excuse me, super chat, but I can't do it. Leafs win. Let's Evan go. Let's go Leafs. 25% of the way to a, okay, I'm not going to look at it like that. You know what? Screw it. I will. If Department of Player Safety didn't give Bennett anything for Marchand, they're not going to give him anything for Stolarz, but he hit him so hard he threw up. Iggy Treat Fund, thank you. Happy we won. Sad for Stoli. Leafs yet to trail in the overall series. Well, that is true. Do you blame Wool? What, for the win? I think the situation he was thrown in was tough, and I don't hold this on. I don't hold it on him at all. And I'm going to defend him in the LFR tonight. Like, it's ridiculous that he needs defending. They won the game. Comes into a playoff game. No warm-up. I'm sorry. If you have a so the rule as I understand it, if the concussion spotter pulled Stolarz out of the game, Wool would have got a warm-up. But because the Leafs pulled Stolarz out of the game, Wool did not get a warm-up. Do I have that right? The Stolarz throwing up. He threw up after he came back? Oh, he came back to the bench, then started puking? All right. Well, in that case, I can forgive the league. But I was going to say, dude, if the guy's throwing up and you don't give him a warm-up, that's garbage. Speaking of garbage, all the Leaf fans wearing garbage bags because I guess it's raining downtown. God, I love Leaf fans. God, I love Maple Leaf Square. Speaking of Maple Leaf Square, boom! This watch-along was brought to you by SportChek, and tomorrow, we are going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Come check us out as we record. We're going to be recording roughly a little before noon until whenever we're done. 1-ish? 1:30-ish? Yeah, they're showing the goals against early in the third. Like, that's not Wool. It's bad defensive coverage. Like, really uncharacteristic from, like, some really good defensive players for the Leafs. Yeah. I don't put any of that almost comeback on Wool. The Leafs lead the series 1-0. They win the game 5-4. Can we... Oh, yes, true. If Stolarz suffered a legitimate concussion, he has to miss at least a week of play? Okay, Bennett has to be suspended. Like, they're going to call it one of those things. This is the second straight time the Leafs have played game one of a playoff series against Sam Bennett, and he's concussed a player. What are you, stupid? What are you, stupid? Oh, he just plays hard. What are you, an idiot? Well, yeah, he's just doing his job. Jake Allen said so. I bet Jake Allen would feel different if that was Jake. Goalie union my ass, by the way. That's so trash. Oh. Oh. They won! This game shows the Leafs are different this year. It depends who you ask. LFR title. Can you believe your knives? I am extremely proud of that pun, but our big beefy boy deserves it. I think the extreme luck of the Canadian teams have had in these playoffs is a sign the cup drought will end like the Red Sox reverse swept the Yankees in 2004. That's still like so unbelievable. What was their streak at? 108 years? Or their drought was at 108 years? And they win the World Series by reverse sweeping their biggest rival and then going on to the World Series. I'm playing hurt tonight, as I'm sure you can hear. I think maybe we don't keep going for too long. I need what's left of my voice for the LFR tonight, and then the podcast tomorrow. What do you think, Drew? I don't think you're getting 5 power plays next game. No, me neither. Big dub, 3 to go. Got my YouTube's plush today. Love that. Steve, when do you believe NHL refs will be replaced by AI? Oh, boy. See, you're just pitting two things I hate against each other. I feel like in previous years they lose, big win. Anyways, Leafs win, and it was a gritty win. I agree. Yes, true. They're saying hits were 52 to, what was it? 24? 52-24 for Florida. I mean, it's worth mentioning the Leafs were winning almost all night, but like, you do expect that. I mean, Florida early in the series, Paul Maurice gave the game away in that Amazon documentary. He's like, pound their D so that by game 7 they have nothing left. It's prison rules Paul, baby. That's what he does. Yo, Pacioretty was killing guys tonight. They're showing a compilation. Killing guys. He was not good defensively, but he also had 2 assists. I don't know if you heard that absolutely demonic sound my trachea just made. So glad they avenged Stoli. Oh, they got a road to go before they can avenge Stoli. Let's wrap this up so I can shoot the LFR. And tomorrow, we will be recording the Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Come check us out. As we record just before noon. Wow, James David Atkinson. Leafs led for 59 minutes and 27 seconds. Mike Schmidt gifting 20 SDPN memberships. Thank you. And if you got one of those memberships, you thank Mike. You now get access to all our VIP episodes. And time to plan the parade, Leaf fans, says Michael next door. Perhaps, perhaps not. No parade could be had tonight. The only thing the Leafs could do tonight is win or lose game 1. They chose win. Water snob, I agree. Last one. Max played a disciplined game. Do you think Ty taught him to play within the rules? Maybe if the NHL quit showing favoritism to the Leafs, we will win the cup. Yeah, that was garbage. The call on Ty Domi. Oh, damn it. Max Domi. And what were they just showing on the broadcast? Did Kachuk hit Marner after the horn? He's oh my God, he's brutal. Anyway, Drew, let's wrap it up. My friends, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video, the stream. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends that we are going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast live at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square tomorrow, right around noon. And on that show, we are going to discuss the fact that the Leafs are up 1-0 in this series against the Panthers.